your day and keeps you informed as well as entertained.
You guys are absolutely the best.
How do you like to work here?
At the Fanatic, we're looking for commissioned sales reps to knock on doors, set up appointments, and extol the benefits of advertising with your favorite radio station. Send your resume to jobs at 1580thefanatic.com.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard has led to a lot of firsts for me. It paid for me to be the first person in my family to go to school. That education got me to the first day at my dream job, which I can still hold while I serve part-time. That job and the home loan benefits I got from the Army National Guard helped me buy my first house. I also know that I will be one of the first to respond if my community ever needs me.
Sponsored by the Arizona Army National Guard, aired by the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
Today, someone will be included on a work conference call thanks to video relay services. Today, someone will have a support service provider, giving them the environmental and visual information to access and connect with their communities. Today, someone among the more than 1 million deaf, hard of hearing, and deafblind Arizonans will enjoy greater accessibility and effective communication thanks to the Arizona Commission for the Deaf and the Hard of Hearing. To learn more, visit acdhh.org, sponsored by the Arizona Commission for the Deaf and the Hard of Hearing.
Join us for the largest real estate education event in the country. Mark your calendars Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, March 17th, 18th, and 19th. Not a pitch fest, no slick salespeople. All sessions are educational and taught by successful investors and industry experts. It's the only event held for Lifestyles Unlimited members of its kind, open to the general public. You've heard us on radio. Now come meet us, our members, and the next generation of award-winning investors in person. Pick from topics like single-family rentals, buying apartment communities, becoming a passive investor, raising capital, retirement, asset protection, tax-free income, finding, fixing, and funding your investments, and more. Go to wealthandpassiveincomeexpo.com. Gain one-on-one access to realtors, lenders, property and asset managers, apartment owners, national real estate syndicators, and trade professionals. Use promo code EXPO50 and get in for just $47. Meet national radio host, multimillionaire real estate investor, and mentor Del Walmsley at wealthandpassiveincomeexpo.com.
Your home has gone way up in value, but have you taken advantage of it? This is Rob Canier with a phenomenal opportunity to tap into some of your home equity, earning tax-free income and eliminating your mortgage payment while staying in your home as long as you want. With home prices leveling off, don't wait to learn more about the new reverse mortgage. This is a safe and proven money-saving and tax-free income opportunity for homeowners age 62 and older. Call me, Reverse Rob, and learn more today at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it. All right, everybody, it's Thursday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, broadcasting live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And for like the umpteenth day in a row, I thought I knew how this show was going to start. And now it's not going to start that way. On the 99th day of the lockout, Major League Baseball and the Major League Baseball Players Association seem to have, achieved a rectal cranial de-inversion.
I don't believe there is anything rectal going on there at all.
Meaning they pulled their heads out of their ashes, and it looks like there'll be a baseball season.
Ah, I see what you did there. Okay, all right.
So, Randy White, since you are the most qualified, please fill us in on Major League Baseball getting to an agreement here.
Well, remember yesterday on this very program, I said I feel like it's close. I feel like there's actually been some movement now. There's been some less opposition on the owner's side to give in to some of the demands of the players' union. Keep in mind that baseball over the last since the last CBA, baseball has quadrupled, even quintupled its value. Owners are enjoying wonderful benefits, wonderful incomes, wonderful paybacks, and the values of the teams have quintupled. And so the owners were sitting atop their high horse, and they weren't wanting to give, and the players with the minimum salary, which is the lowest, by the way, in all of the major sports, wanted an increase in the base salary rates, and the owners did not want to give it. Well, they gave in on that. They wanted more of a arbitration pool for some of these guys that are, arbitration eligible. Instead of 2.5 years, they want these guys, or instead of 3 years, they want these guys to be, 2 years arbitration eligible if they're playing at top rates and deserve top contracts. Okay, they gave that. And finally, the final thing that happened was these guys finally moved the competitive balance tax, finally moved it to an acceptable figure for the players and the owners to agree upon. That happened today, even after the commissioner Manfred canceled, 2 more sets of series of games leading right up to Jackie Robinson Day, which I think would have been an absolute terror to do that. But yes, go ahead.
Well, what I see here is the spring games will begin March 17th, and the opening day would be April 5th, giving them plenty of time to get themselves to Jackie Robinson Day.
Well, and I think that's a win. What I understand is this Sunday, spring training will open and begin. Pitchers and catchers will report. Team members will report. They'll start to get on the field. They'll start moving around. Here's the caveat that nobody wants to focus on. The owners group and the players union both donated $1 million apiece to spring training workers, groundskeepers, concessionaires, ticket takers, and the likes. So those people are going to get some compensation because what?
This just in, they both sides, the Major League Baseball and the Players Union, have both agreed that those millions will go to Rob Manfred's rehab. He is going to go to rehab, and it's going to cost about that much to do it.
I don't find any truth to that whatsoever. So no, I'm not going to take it.
You need to be on Facebook. That's where I get all my hardcore sports information and all my information about politics and vaccines.
Well, after 99 days, the lockout is over. We're getting back to baseball. Everybody is happy, and we'll just leave it at that. I mean, there are some changes to the game, Jeffco.
Yes, I heard about that.
There's a pitcher's clock,
but I understand it.
There's a pitcher's clock, so I will get back to that in a second. I like that. Okay, all right. I think it's a farce. I think it's an absolutely
shot clock in basketball. Why not?
Well, no, it's unnecessary.
Play
it's stupid.
Clock in the NFL.
Well, let's look at it this. It's not actually like a shot clock in the NBA. It's a in between batters type of clock, in between innings type of clock. It's been tested. It does nothing to speed the damn game up because the average batter will get up there and take at least 10 pitches. They will work the count until they do something about these batters getting up there, working the count. They're not going to speed the game up. If every batter, just think about it, every batter gets up there on average and takes an average of 7 to 10 pitches per at bat, it's still going to stall the game down. Yes, Keon.
I think where we will see an increase is when the TNT or the ESPN put the Yankees and Red Sox on TV, because dear God, why? But the at bats are so long because you got a batter that steps up there and then wait, no, hold on, I've got to take a few practice swings. Hold on.
He's got to adjust his cup. He's got to undo the wristbands of his gloves. Yes, go ahead.
Most games take 2.5 hours long. When you watch the Yankees and Red Sox play, it's like a 4-hour-long baseball game, and it really doesn't have to.
Can they put a clock on the batters?
I think there should be a pitch clock. There should be a clock in between when a pitch is thrown and when the next pitch is thrown. Yes, that would be more like a shot clock in the NBA.
And the fact that the player can step out of the batter's box and adjust and take swings, like you say, Randy, maybe they should just stop them doing that, because you can't do that with the NFL. You can't suddenly say, well, we got to stretch, we got to stretch.
Take too long to shoot a free throw, and that's a penalty in the NBA.
So you got 15 seconds in between pitches. There's no reason for you to step out, look down the third baseline, get your signals, adjust your crotch, check your batting gloves, lick your elbows, spit 2 or 3 times, draw the names of your kids on the other side of the, just get in there and get ready for the next pitch. Okay.
Yep.
So there's that. They've also agreed, they've come to an agreement. There will be larger bases, which I'm a proponent of.
Why?
there are a lot of injuries that happen on the base paths, and I think it's because the bases are a certain length. They're going to increase the bases, and this is not going to sound like much. They're going to increase the bases from 15 inches wide on all, because it's a square, to 18 inches wide. It's a square, giving the runner and giving the player more room to maneuver. And what I think this is going to do is going to avoid some of those horrible impacts we see at first base, where guys are coming down after going up after a high throw to first base, coming down and sweeping a tag. And then this guy's shoulder is blown out for the rest of his life. The runner is, nearly decapitated, or, guys going into second base. There's only 15. Now a guy can slide a little more outside. And also, I think this is going to encourage more base stealing. And I think it's going to make the game more fun. I think it's going to make the game a little more exciting. So I'm for that.
Okay.
And there was something else, the draft picks.
Well, they got rid of the shift. How can and why would they ban the shift?
Well, okay. So what do you do, Jeffrey, if you're playing defense against a team, this team is left-handed, and all these guys that are coming up there hit to the right side of the infield? What are you going to do with your infield?
You're going to make sure that they're leaning in the direction you think the guy's going to hit.
And so you're going to place all your defensive players on the right side of the infield. So you have a greater chance of stopping this guy from reaching base, right?
Sure.
So that's a shift. That is a shift. And what they've done is they've ended the shift, which is going to lead to more hits. It's going to lead to more action on the base paths. It's going to lead to more scoring, and I think more excitement for the game. Yes, Jeffrey O'Brien, 1580 to Finette. Go ahead.
Yeah, I have a question. So does that mean that each position is going to have a designated zone, and is it going to be marked? Are they going to have stripes going out to the outfield and areas that people have to stay in the infield, or else you've just done an illegal shift?
No, what a shift means. Okay, let me go with this.
I know what the shift is. Everybody moves over to that side.
Well, generally a shift for a left-handed batter. So let's say Big Papi back in his day, they would put a shift on Big Papi. You would move your shortstop on the other side of second base, the right field side of second base. Your second baseman would then become a rover, kind of shallow right field. Your first baseman would be over there. Your third baseman would shift over because Big Papi was a notorious pull hitter. So that's the shift. The outfield would kind of shift to the right. So you have the majority of your players in the places where these guys are hitting the ball.
So banning the shift means that the base men have to stay within a range of their base, but can you still manipulate your outfield in a shift?
You could move your outfield around, and your infielders could move around a bit. But you can no longer bring your shortstop to the second base side of second base. So eliminating that, and therefore it's going to add, I think, some more hits during the game. It's going to add to more excitement and more scoring, and these guys will get up there and swing away, and they won't hit into the shift anymore. And you know what? It's sad, which. Back in my day of playing ball, I'm sorry, Keon, come back to you a second. Back in my day of the game, it didn't matter if you put everybody on the right side of second base or the left side of second base. You hit it where the guys were not.
Exactly.
You learned how to hit, and that's one of the things I could do. I could hit baseline to baseline. I could hit left field, right field, up the middle. Didn't matter. I could hit it where the guys were not playing. And now in today's baseball, they teach these guys to pull the ball, hit it as hard as you can, swing as hard as you can, try to hit in the weird oddity that you might make a decent contact with a baseball to fly out of the park. It's all about hitting home runs now. They don't teach these guys like Rod Carew back in the day. He could hit everywhere. Tony Gwynn, oh my God, one of the greatest hitters ever. Ken Griffey Jr. You watch guys like that. Pete Rose. You watch some of these hitters, the great hitters from yesteryear. They could hit the ball anywhere. It didn't matter where you put your players. These guys would hit it in different parts of the. What's?
I got a foot cramp. I did not mean
something wrong.
Didn't mean to make that audible. My foot just cramped up.
Okay, Keon, you were going to say something. What were you going to say?
Oh well, yeah, I was just going to agree with you because I really do think that there's one of the analytics guys got to somebody's ear and said, hey, look, statistically, it's better for you to try and hit the ball over everybody than it is to try and hit the ball in the other direction. If your tendency is to hit, to the right, it makes more sense to just go over than to go left. But that was so much less fun to watch. And I do think that, analytics, very fun. I love digging in the analytics. It's interesting stuff. But I do think you can kind of efficiency the fun out of the game.
And that's what's happened. The pendulum, Jeffrey has said it many times on this show, the pendulum sometimes swings way over here, and then it overcorrects, and then it comes way back over here, and it undercorrects, and then it's got to settle somewhere in the middle, make it fun again. I think baseball, with some of these changes, will be fun again.
Except for the designated hitter, right, Randy?
I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't give a damn. I don't want to talk about it. Baseball was not meant to have, a designated hitter. Babe Ruth was a pitcher when he came into the league. I don't even want to. National League has adopted the. Well, you're younger, Keon. I understand that. It leads to more offense, more action. But I'm a bit of a purist when it comes to the DH, and I'd sure love to see a pitcher is you're eliminating the pitcher as a player now. He's just a tool that goes out there and throws. He's a pitching machine. Why not put a damn three-legged pitching machine out there? Jug's gone out there. Let him go ahead and throw pitches. Get rid of the damn pitchers altogether.
Hey, Randy, can you do me a favor? Can you tell Keon I'm not talking to him for a while?
Keon, Jeffrey is not talking to you for a while. Jeffrey, why are you not talking to Keon for a while?
He knows why.
I don't know why.
You know why.
You know why.
I am just now discovering that this is happening.
What? He knows why.
I don't.
Okay, so Randy, earlier Keon made me care about something I didn't care about before. I didn't care about it. He made me care about it. And now I wish I hadn't cared about it to begin with. It was looking to be a chance that Stanford was going to do unto the Wildcats what they did unto the Sun Devils. And he got me happy and excited. And I was like, ooh. And he made me care about it. And I've had it up on my screen. And now it's over. And the Chalupas won 84-80 over Stanford. And I'm not talking to Keon for a while.
Well, I just thought that was something you might want to know.
I would have never cared about it otherwise. I don't care if they win. I only care if they lose.
And they were on alert to lose.
You gave me hope, and that's a dangerous thing, man. That's a dangerous thing.
Well, I didn't make you hope. I pointed out that this was happening. This was currently something that was going down.
I'm not talking to him for a while, but I'm going to go read some text.
Keon, he's not talking to you for a while. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen,
you didn't tell
baseball will be coming back, and stand by for an absolute crazy free agency period, which starts today.
Basically tonight. And here's the story on games. 162 games. They're going to make them all happen, and the doubleheaders, Randy, will be 9-inning doubleheaders.
And you know what? I love that. Thank you very much, players, for standing your ground. And that's the way it ought to be. If an official game is 9 innings, the damn doubleheaders need to be 9 innings.
Simple as that. Boogie says, leave the DH alone. It's a good position. You don't let kickers in football play defense or offense.
Exactly. So you made a pitcher into somebody that Jeffrey has says is not a football player, therefore designated them useless.
Well, I don't know that makes the pitcher useless, but I do think that maybe it's something.
Tell Keon it makes him useless with a bat.
Okay.
He may have heard you.
Yeah, it's not working. You may not actually repeat what I say.
Well, he doesn't have to repeat what you say.
I'm not talking to you.
You don't have to talk. I know you can hear me, and I can hear you. So it doesn't.
Keon, Jeffrey says it makes him useless with a bat.
No, it makes the pitchers useless with a bat.
It makes the pitchers useless with a
bat.
Jeffrey's very good with his bat.
No, a bat.
What?
Well,
a bat.
Oh, all right.
Jeffrey has the bat disease.
We
have disease. There's no disease.
What's going on here?
Stop repeating for me. You're doing a horrible job.
Keon, I now have to stop repeating. I'm doing a great job.
Your horrible job.
I'm absolutely priceless, and he loves me to death.
Priceless because you got the clearance sticker on you. That's why it's all the way down to nothing. Big George says, I really don't get the bigger bases thing. I mean, what is this? A T-ball where you got plastic flaps as bases out there?
I mean, come on, George. I mean, you get these guys in baseball. They work their entire life out there. There's a 15-inch base, a 15-inch square, and these guys have these horrible collisions. You got guys that are getting their hands stepped on. I'm for it. I'm not against it. This is not T-ball. Has nothing to do with T-ball. It's making the game more fun and I think a little more safe. for these potential collisions and injuries that happen on the base path.
And if it's easier to go after a base, it means I'm more likely to try to do it. Which
I think it's going to make the game more exciting, Big George. If you just give it a chance, don't poo-poo it so early, Big George. Just wait, give it a chance. I think you'll see some of the action around bases. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It'll be interesting to see if it makes any difference. Lost Toby says pitchers need to hit. I agree. He says, and just like that, the Diamondbacks have been eliminated from playoff contention. He's not wrong. I saw the standings. It's weird.
Yeah.
Big Stanky 87 says, hey guys, just checking in. Hello, Big Stanky.
What's up, Big Stanky?
Let's see. Senior Wake and Bake says, screw MLB. I stand in protest. I will watch everything but baseball right now. Hell, it's tournament time anyway.
Well, and tournament's going to go on. And guess what? About April 5th, you're going to be out of things to watch.
Chief Scholes says, afternoon, gentlemen. When it comes to the rule changes with Major League Baseball, I fundamentally disagree with the bases being bigger because that allows for players to be stronger and faster to get the base quicker. I'd much rather see the bases be smaller, so it forces players to not steal as often so they could be fatter and slower, old people like me, and have a shot of making Major League Baseball someday, maybe playing longer.
It's not going to happen. Nice try, though.
Mr. Pringle says the Chargers have sent their 2022 second rounder and 2023 sixth rounder to Chicago for Khalil Mack.
Really?
He is
that's
correct.
interesting. That's interesting. Is that breaking news?
Well, it was, but I broke it without breaking.
Is that breaking news?
You can re-break it if you feel.
You know what's in my contract, Jeffrey?
Okay. I mean, it happened a little bit ago, so I didn't think about it.
It's in my damn contract, Jeffrey.
Yeah, well, you didn't repeat my stuff to Keon very well either, did you?
Yeah, Keon, I didn't repeat my stuff very good to you. Did I?
Established you don't have. Okay.
I've already established I don't have to repeat to you, Keon.
Here's what's going to happen. We're going to take a break. When we come back, I'll catch up on the text line, and whatever you want to talk about with Major League Baseball is fine, but we have other bigger, stankier fish to fry as well. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic. Heads up, sports bettors. Right now, you can try VSiN All Access free for 30 days with no credit card required. Visit vsin.com/free month to sign up now.
The Phoenix Suns are coming off a fantastic victory yesterday. They knock off the Heat 111-90. They have already clinched a playoff berth with a record of 53-13. Off today, they will get back at it tomorrow when they are set to match up against the Toronto Raptors. There's only 2 games going on tonight in the NBA. Warriors and Nuggets matchup in Denver. Golden State a 2-point favorite, over under at 228. The first game of the night, the Nets and the Sixers in Philadelphia. 76ers favored by 4.5, over under 235. For the latest odds all the time, visit vsin.com. I'm Matt Pauley on Arizona's sports betting station, 1580 The Fanatic.
The Renaissance Festival is back!
Huzzah! Weekends now through April 3rd.
It's awesome.
I love it. It's great for the family. All our kids love it. That's why we come here every year.
Good times can be had by all. It's the best time we have every year. It's a great time for everyone. Join us at the Renaissance Festival! Huzzah! Come and have a turkey leg.
The Renaissance Festival is back!
Huzzah! Weekends now through April 3rd. Discount tickets available at Bashes and Food City or Arizona.renfestinfo.com. Presented by Delta Airlines, Bashes, Food City, Pepsi, Budweiser, and Guinness.
You come out here and you'll have a good time. My kids love it.
There's lots of shops to go to. Hair braiding, boot face painting. Oh, and I really like the meat sticks, the turkey. Whoa! Huzzah!
There's so much going on. Make sure you come out early and stay all day.
Delta Airlines is the official airline of the Arizona Renaissance Festival, a proud sponsor of the Royal Fair. Huzzah!
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into. And that's MediShare. Maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for healthcare can save the typical family $500 a month. And that's huge. But it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch too. The customer satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. MediShare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. Very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need: 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE, 855-51-BIBLE.
And now a message from Puffs Tissues. It's that time of year when spring's in full swing and explosions of life make allergies really zing. Each sniffle and swipe can be a moment of dread as ordinary tissues make noses angry and red. So keep Puffs by your side to soften all your blows. With Air Puffed Magic, they'll cushion your nose. Especially during allergy season, a nose in need deserves Puffs indeed.
We just can't help it. We have to do it. It's in our DNA. At 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, we have to bring you the most epic moments in sports. Yeah, we can't help it. We are 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Hey, Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. I think it's time to give away some Chicago Fest West tickets. What do you say? Should we do this on the text line or should we do this on the phone?
Let's do the text line. We haven't done that in a while.
Yeah, but I'm not talking to Keon and I'd like him to suffer. So caller 4 at 888-368-1580. And if we get a winner, then I might start talking to him again.
I see. All right.
He's making me care about the fact that Arizona might lose to Stanford, giving me moments of hope for joy and ecstaticness, and then seeing having to look at that horrible logo on my screen and the score going back and forth. I don't know how well Arizona is going to do if they're having that much trouble with Stanford. I'll tell you that much.
Well,
what's the matter?
Well, I mean, I feel your pain.
You should say it again.
What? Oh, caller 4 at 888-368-1580. You can have 2 or 4 tickets to Chicago Fest West. That's right. It's happening on Saturday, March 19th. And now spring training will be in full, bloom. How do you say it?
Yep.
Full swing.
Action. In action.
March 19th. This goes from 2 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. at the Mesa Convention Center. Proceeds benefit College Bound Arizona, celebration of Chicago for music, food, classic car show, more than that, just a whole kind of stuff.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Will Chicago, the band, be there?
A tribute band will. There's some tribute bands. Go to ChicagoFestWest.com for the full rundown. I know that Bears quarterback and personality Jim McMahon is supposed to be out and about on this. But
you don't know if Chicago, the band, will be.
No, I know the tribute band will be. Proceeds benefit College Bound Arizona, providing laptops and other stuff for underprivileged students. So, as soon as we get the person
what if I wanted to go out and see Chicago, the band?
I don't think you could do more than see a tribute band these days. I don't know that they're actually still performing. You'd have to look that up.
Does anybody really know what time it is?
It's 3:25.
Does anybody really care? Know what time? Chicago fans out there will know what song I was just singing.
Right. 888-368-1580. So, all right. The Major League Baseball lockout is over, day 99. And I don't know who's unhappiest. Is it the owners? Is it the players? But anybody who loves baseball has got to be pretty happy. And I saw the question floating around, Randy. Does the last 99 days hurt the fan base, or does the fan base go, okay, I don't care anymore. Let's move on and play ball?
I don't know. There are going to be some guys that are some people that are fans of baseball. They're going to take this personally, and they're going to go, you know what? They don't care about me. I don't care about them. I'm not going to go. So around September, October, they'll show up again. And then I think the most of the fan base will be excited. I know I'm excited for baseball to return. Yeah, I know. But this was not between the fans and the players, or the fans and the owners. This was between the owners and the players, and it was about fair play. The owners are making billions of dollars on their franchises. And meanwhile, as a major sport, the competitive balance tax was one of the lowest of all the four major sports. So, I mean, you can look at this any way you want to, and that is your prerogative. It's your privilege. But I just have to say this was a reset for Major League Baseball, and I think it was a fair reset. I think nobody took advantage of anybody, and I think this is going to be a good thing for players and owners moving forward. And ultimately, us fans get to watch baseball again.
Against the Spread says, good afternoon, gentlemen. My son and I rented a U-Haul to move some paving stones and set every single station on the radio to 99.3 FM or 1580 AM, The Fanatic.
No
Fools better recognize the greatest sports station on earth.
Wow, thank you.
I appreciate that. Can I be honest? I do the same thing. I rented a U-Haul when we went and picked up all those shoes from Athlon, and I took a few moments. Boop, 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 boop. Every single station. I rent a car. Every single station. I don't even care if I'm in another state. I think it might show up in Arizona. So, all right, Keon, who is the winner of the tickets for the Chicago Fest West?
It's Mars Bars 805.
Hey, Mars Bars 805. Right. Do you need the 2 or the 4?
The 2.
All right. So go ahead and just send me that information on the text line thing so I can copy, paste, and do what has to be done. Remember, anytime I do this, Keon, let people know that they will pick them up at will call at the event. So they don't even have to come to the station. It's not going to be an email thing. It's going to be just go to will call, tell them your name, and you got the tickets. 888-368-1580. Boomer Sooner, he tried to text in way, way early. He says, I really wasn't trying to get in the earliest today, but I couldn't stand it. Now there are some true rumors, according to Adam Schefter, that Jimmy Garoppolo could be going to your Colts, Jeffrey. There's rumors of a lot of stuff, and I don't want to talk about it. Don't want to talk about it. Especially don't want to talk about Jared Goff. Boogie has been heckling me online about that. And in fact, we got into a very heated argument about it that went very esoteric, and then sort of downgraded into kindergarten. But now he's saying, Keon, pay no attention to the cotton-headed ninny-muggin.
What? He calls what cotton-headed ninny-muggins?
Yeah, it's like a ninny-muggin. Yeah,
Harry Potter insult. What is
very
going on?
old school stuff. So you have to look it up.
That's from Elf.
So whatever the case, up yours, Boogie. Heavy Metal Maniac says, I am so excited. I couldn't wait to send this message. Play ball. Ice cold beer here.
Yeah.
That's right. Heavy Metal Maniacs is the ice cold beer here guy. How did I do? Ice cold beer.
Where does Heavy Metal Maniac? Where does he distribute the beer at? I might go out.
Sounds like everywhere.
Well, tell me where you're at, Heavy Metal Maniac, so I can go out, take this Kim out to a ball game.
Unless you're in the toilet. Let us know where you're going to be selling beer.
I don't want to be in the toilet.
You got to be more specific with these people. You know
selling beverages.
Silly Wabbit says, congratulations to Jeffrey for a successful trade of Carson Wentz to Keon. Mars Bars 805 says, hey, happy birthday, Super Mario Brothers. I'll take 805 for the MLB and for Duke's win. Khalil Mack is back on the West Coast. Navy Brad says, good afternoon, Blender Nation. Question for Keon. Will you be going to Washington for the parade to welcome Carson Wentz, the Commando Elite?
No.
No. He's going to get himself a number 3 Carson Wentz jersey. The first Commandos jersey he's going to own.
There's a guy that plays for the team. His name is Chase Young. There's another dude. His name is Terry McLaurin. Those are the jerseys I will be acquiring. There will be no Carson Wentz jersey acquiring until such a time as I watch Carson Wentz play football, and I am not disappointed, which has not happened in years.
If Carson Wentz leads you to a Super Bowl, are you getting a Carson Wentz jersey?
Well, yeah. I mean, if he leads us to a Super Bowl, not likely though.
Boogie, with your GoFundMe, Keon's birthday is right around the corner.
Yeah,
I feel like a Carson Wentz Commanders jersey.
That would be in line.
Might be in order.
Don't do this.
There's no stopping it. You might as well give us your size now.
Yeah.
Rob Diz wants to know if there's going to be spring training.
Yes. This Sunday begins, and I think it's the 11th. That's tomorrow. Voluntary show up, and the 13th, which is Sunday, is the mandatory show up, and spring training is open on Sunday.
There have been conflicting reports on when spring training would be and when opening day would be, but I would trust Randy on this. Good Cat says Suns stomp the Heat, and then Los Angeles, the Craps lost to a basement-dwelling Rockets. What a day. What a great day.
Yeah.
Has anybody texted Phil to rub it in? Oh, somebody should. Yeah, they absolutely should. Yes. So that is a true statement right there. The Phoenix Suns last night, the return of Devin Booker. He had 23 points, and now, of course, the record for the Suns, Chris Paulus, is even better than we expected it would be. So far, so good. Don't get cocky, kid. We don't know what's going to happen next. But, yeah, the Suns just played amazing. And the Heat is the number 1 team of the Eastern Conference, which is like saying you're the number 20th team in the Western Conference. But still.
Well, you know, be that as it may, we owed this to the Miami Heat. If you recall, back in the early part of the season, the Heat came out here and absolutely destroyed us, dismantled us in our own foot fungus arena, and we owed this to them. And even without, just take notice, even without Chris Paul, ladies and gentlemen, we dismantled the Miami Heat in their building. Let that be known right now.
Yeah, if you're not a believer after last year and you weren't a believer this year, at this point in time, come on now. Come on. You got to be a believer now. Anyway, so, 111-90, and it was funny. Robinson over on the Heat says, they were first to the ball a lot. They were the aggressor. Unacceptable. Well, I'm pretty accepting of it. I'm good with it. And the other thing was the defense. They were talking about how just swarming and overwhelming the defense of the Suns were. So actually, the game didn't start on a positive note at first. It looked like the Heat were just going to run away with the damn thing. And I think it was, what was it, Keon? Like 25-0, or there's a 25-3 or 5 run.
Yeah, it was like 20. It was like 25-5 or something. It was very lopsided.
Really bad start, but they settled it down and played the defense and made it happen.
They wound up winning the first quarter, which is unbelievable based on how they started.
Yeah, Monty Williams says, I told the guys it was one of the best defensive performances I've ever seen, and I've been around a little bit. Asterisks, except for that part in the first quarter, you jackasses. I'm sure he was sort of floating that in the back of his head. But listen, win's a win, and there you go. The Suns continue to hold their own and be still like 8 games ahead of anyone in the West. So that was pretty nice. You got to appreciate that. Let's get some more texts in here before we run out of time. Fish Tank says baseball is back. Braves have got to sign Freddie Freeman or Atlanta is going to riot. He says, by the way, I'd only be okay with the pitch clock while the pitcher is pitching with no runners on base. Using the clock with someone on base gives the runner a way to time the pitcher.
You know, it does, but I think it's in between. I think it's in between batters. I don't believe it's in between pitches. I could be wrong here, but my understanding is in between batters. There's got to be a time to get the batters in there, hustle up, get into the box. Here we go. Let's pick the game up. I think that's what they're trying to do. I don't think it's an actual clock in between pitches. Could be wrong though.
Chief Skull says, I also have to add, riddle me this, Major League Baseball. If you take away the shift, why make bases bigger? Because you're in effect telling baseball players we want you to hit bombs, which means the only way they're going to be running the bases is just to tap on them and a trot home. This no need for the extra base fabric.
No. I think that's I don't think that's a correct way to look at this. No shift means more hits during a game, meaning more action on the base paths. And meaning you don't have to go up there and hit a 750-foot home run bomb. It means there's actually more action on the bases, and it makes it safer for the base runner and the baseman as well. So I respectfully disagree with that take.
Senior Wakenbake says, hey, Keon, you woke up today, and I guess, guess who's your quarterback there? Yeah, nope, wasn't a dream. It was your worst nightmare. Yeah, you've been winced.
Yeah, I was aware. I didn't think I was dreaming when it happened the first time. Trust me.
Yeah.
Pro Dog says, Chicago Fest, right? Saturday in the park. I think it was the 4th of July.
Ba-da-da-da. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Thundersnow says, so Jeffrey, what are we not seeing? Chris Ballard's a great GM, but the Colts have no quarterback when they dump Wentz. What is cooking with the Colts? I have no idea, but this is going to be the last time I trust Chris Ballard.
I don't think I'm not going to necessarily put it all on Ballard. You're the head coach vouches for a guy he used to coach. You bring somebody in and it doesn't work. And it doesn't work, not just like a little bit, but I've been reading up on some of the stuff with Carson Wentz, and they didn't like him as a leader in the locker room. They thought that he wasn't a very good leader. They thought that he didn't handle criticism very well. That when they tried to say, hey, Carson, don't check out of that run, or Carson, you didn't throw the ball well there. Your mechanics look sloppy here. He didn't take it well. So
he's a little bit of a pouter.
Yeah. So they decided, just rather than even deal with it, they would rather just push the eject button right now. And look, they were able to get completely out of that contract. I don't think that I'm going to nail this entirely on Ballard. They took a swing at a guy that the head coach said that he wanted, and it didn't work.
Listen, I'm not blaming Carson Wentz's existence on the Colts on Ballard. What I'm saying is I ought to see this guy be the genius that I have been putting him up to be for quite a few years. And a lot of you guys have got to look at what's happened with the Colts and agree to that. But this right here, the next move is solely his, and it better be brilliant. I don't know what it is, and I'm not sure that I'm going to agree with it being Jimmy G. I guess I do need to give him at least one pass for 1 year saying bridge quarterback, because then we've got something happening with the next draft, maybe.
Yeah, because the thing is that there just aren't that many quarterbacks to go around. That's really the problem. And I don't know that you can blame that on Chris Ballard.
Let's see. King of Kitten says, Randy, Chicago's playing with Brian Wilson and Al Jardine on Tuesday, June 7th in Phoenix at the Ak-Chin Pavilion. Best experience in the long with the beer and some friends.
I saw Chicago in concert with Earth, Wind, and Fire a few years back. Amazing show. Absolutely amazing show.
I'm sure you're right. But I disagree about the on the lawn thing. June 7th at 7 p.m. is going to be 193 degrees.
Well, it could be. Yeah.
So I'm out. Chief Skull says, I can't read that. I'm just going to move on. And I'll try to come back and read some of that. I just need to think about it. Heavy Metal Maniac says, I plan on working all the Diamondbacks home games, Randy. We walk the entire ballpark, so I have no special section that I go to. Not sure where I'll be doing spring training as of right now, though.
All right, well, keep me posted. Keep me posted. I'll take Miss Kim out to the ball game. I'll buy a couple of beverages from you, my friend.
Good Cat says, any chance the baseball CBA and the lockout agreed to remove the damn Dodgers from the league?
No.
That'd be great.
No.
That would be so nice, wouldn't it?
I know, but no. It removed the pitchers from the game, but it did not remove the Dodgers from the league. No.
I might laugh my ass off if we hear tomorrow, well, they something happened and they didn't sign it. Because it's not signed yet. It's not ratified.
It's not signed, but the executive committee, the 8-member committee, they have already agreed to it. So now all the members have to ratify it. But there's no reason why it wouldn't happen. It passed by like a 26-12 vote by the executive committee. So yeah, I think we're fine here.
Lost Toby says, I'm glad Heavy Metal Maniac doesn't have to sell beer on the freeway exits anymore.
Yeah.
It was damn convenient though, and thanks for doing that, Heavy Metal Maniac.
We should have him come to the damn radio station and sell beer there.
Absolutely right.
Get yours, cold beer, huh?
We have beverages there already.
Right? I mean, he could come in the studio and sell beer while we're on the air. Damn, that would be nice.
All right, I'm for it. All right. If nothing else, maybe if we go to a remote somewhere where there isn't any beer.
There we go. That's why you're the boss.
They're like, sir, you can't sell beer like that at the public library. Oh, sorry. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Is there anything better than the sound of 3 races breathing life into a new NASCAR season? What about if it's at a state-of-the-art facility with stunning views of the Estrella Mountains and a famous, only one-of-its-kind hillside? Well then, you must be talking about Phoenix Raceway. NASCAR weekend at Phoenix Raceway, March 11th through the 13th. Get your tickets today at phoenixraceway.com.
Okay, you're back to dining out, but there's dining and there's dinnertainment. Get ready for an amazing dining experience like none you've ever had at Kasai Japanese Steakhouse in Scottsdale. When it comes to Asian cuisine, nobody does it better or more authentic than Kasai, where talented teppanyaki chefs create the food, the fire, and the fun of teppanyaki. Choose from over 30 different items and combinations of teppanyaki, Asian fusion, and innovative sushi. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. It's not just dinner, it's dinnertainment. A memorable dining experience where delicious 7-course meals prepared right at your table with flair. It's a perfect choice for celebrations, date nights, or a night on the town. Happy hour is always on fire and offered daily with specials on teppanyaki, sushi, cocktails, and more. Book your night of fun right now. Visit KasaiScottsdale.com. That's KASAI Scottsdale.com or call 480-607-1114. That's 480-607-1114. We'll see you there.
Your favorite radio station.
And now you're up to date on the news. Stand by for weather and traffic right after this.
It wakes you up, starts your day, and keeps you informed as well as entertained.
You guys are absolutely the best.
How do you like to work here?
At The Fanatic, we're looking for commissioned sales reps to knock on doors, set up appointments, and extol the benefits of advertising with your favorite radio station. Send your resume to jobs at 1580thefanatic.com.
I'm an Arizona truck driver. I deliver food, medicine, supplies, and hope.
And during times of crisis, I support our communities. But every day I see people putting lives and families at risk.
Distracted driving is deadly, period. Be aware, be safe, and visit sharetheroadaz.com and find tips on how to drive safely around trucks.
This message is sponsored by the Arizona Trucking Association Foundation.
Your home has gone way up in value, but have you taken advantage of it? This is Rob Canyer with a phenomenal opportunity to tap into some of your home equity, earning tax-free income and eliminating your mortgage payment while staying in your home as long as you want. With home prices leveling off, don't wait to learn more about the new reverse mortgage. This is a safe and proven money-saving and tax-free income opportunity for homeowners age 62 and older. Call me, Reverse Rob, and learn more today at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
I'm here to tell you about a technological shocker. Believe it or not, you can listen to us on your smart speaker.
That's shocking.
Wow. What a world we live in. All you have to do is say, listen to 1580 The Fanatic.
Thursday on the Daily Blender here on 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic. Last night's game between the Suns and the Heat was amazing. Devin Booker showed up. And listen, it's always good to have Devin Booker back in the lineup because I don't care who you are, where you are on the floor. Devin Booker can sting you from anywhere. He can go down the lane. He can drive the lane right to the hoop. He can also stand outside and drop threes and make it look easy. And that's why FanDuel is giving you the chance to shoot some threes so you can feel that excitement, that adrenaline on the Suns' home court, no less. Shoot threes on the Suns' home court. Just visit FanDuel Sportsbook at Footprint Center from March 13th through the 17th. Place any $100 plus bet on the bracket with at least plus 400 odds. Boy, I should start this whole thing over because I've destroyed it. So anyway, any $100 plus bet on the bracket with the at least plus 400 odds, then register at FanDuel.com/Phoenix to get your spot on the court. You'll get 30 seconds on March 17th to shoot as many threes as you could put in. I wonder how many, Jeff Coe, I wonder how many Devin Booker can put in 30 seconds.
I don't know that he's really known as he probably more than we can, but I don't
Horse hockey.
He's not really known as the 3-point shooter like Steph Curry or Klay Thompson. I
Keon?
mean, is he a 3-point shooting sniper? I don't feel like he is.
He's a fantastic 3-point shooter.
Yeah.
He
Really?
seems more comfortable in the mid-range. That's where
Right.
he likes to operate. But
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen a lot of games where, you know, they're down a couple of possessions. They need back-to-back 3-pointers. He goes and gets them. So
boom.
And automatically, like he has the range. He just is such a lethal mid-range player that you don't see it as often as you could.
Yeah, I've seen some amazing shots by Booker, but I didn't know if he was known as a 3-point shooter.
There's something about dropping in a 3-point when your team needs it that really does something to your team. It really lifts them up. And And that's why you want to do this. If you're new to FanDuel, sign up using promo code Randy1580 through the app to get your first online bet risk-free up to $1,000. Yeah, you heard me correct. Doesn't matter if it's 15, 50, 500, up to $1,000 if you lose the bet, which is highly improbable. But if you lose the bet, FanDuel is going to pay you back up to $1,000. Put your basketball shooting skills to the test. March 17th, go to FanDuel.com/Phoenix to get your spot on the court and learn more. 21 and older, present in Arizona. In-person wager at Footprint Center required. Shootout occurs March 17th from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportbook. Gambling problem, 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP 53342. Yeah, Booker, though, I mean, he's had some daggers from downtown.
No, I remember some very iconic shots, where he has hit a shot going down and watched it go in from the ground. I mean, I didn't say he was a bad three-point shooter. I just didn't know if that was like the shingle he would hang out, like Steph Curry and Klay Thompson.
You remember when what was his old sweaty long hair Steve Nash? Steve Nash.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, when he would just dagger a team with a three when we needed it. How about that? That's what won him the MVP. He would go down and he would drop a three in, just kind of, bang.
Steve Nash is 100% one of those guys that played in the wrong
area.
If he was playing now, the way that guys get the green light to shoot the three ball now, Steve Nash would be unstoppable. He would be unstoppable.
When he would go to the free throw line there, they'd foul him. He'd go to, and then he'd do that with his hair, where he'd kind of he'd get the bangs out of the way and put that behind his ear, put this one behind his ear, lick his fingers, and then bang, just death. Just your game is over, my friend.
I just looked it up, guys, and last season, Devin Booker was 29th on the list of three-point shooters.
No kidding.
And Steph Curry was number 1. Fred VanVleet was number 2. Donovan Mitchell, Buddy Hield, Damian Lillard, Malik Beasley, Lonzo Ball even was number 7. Anthony Simmons, Terry Rozier, CJ McCollum. And there's, a whole lot more before I get to Devin Booker. While he'll dagger you, it's not his, it's not his game.
It's not what he's known for, but in terms of could you put Devin Booker out there for 30 seconds and ask him to knock down a bunch of threes? Yeah.
And
it's not because he can't shoot them that he doesn't, that's not his game.
It's smarter ball, what he's doing.
Yeah.
Wasn't he in the 3-point competition?
About to say that Good Cat says Booker won the 2018 3-point competition.
Yeah.
So
he's got guys that shoot that. So there's no reason for him to also do it. It's kind of,
we're all right. Keon, you're absolutely right that he can. I'm absolutely right that it doesn't mean he usually does or is known for it. And Randy, you're absolutely right about something. 888-368-1580. So tonight we know now who Grand Canyon University is going to play. They're playing Sam Houston.
All right,
Sam Houston, and that broadcast starts here on the big radio station at 6:45 p.m. And what you're hearing there is Randy's version of an antelope kill call. I doubt that sounds anything like an actual antelope. But
that's true. Ask Keon, he'll tell you.
I don't think he's ever been.
Keon's
around
a big
antelope.
outdoorsman. He knows about the antelope out in the wild.
I don't think Keon even likes to go out to get the paper.
I'm learning to enjoy the outdoors a little bit more, especially since the weather's been so nice lately.
You don't get used to that.
I'm not, but I mean, definitely not for the summertime. But
when you hear the antelope kill call, hell, mountain lions, grizzly bears, they all run away in fear.
Mm-hmm.
All of them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Anyway, so Sam Houston and Grand Canyon tonight, let's decide who goes to the semifinals. So we'll see, I guess, what happens. So on Friday, if we don't have the Pac-12 semifinal games, that's because GCU won, and we'll have that game instead. So
all right.
Easy as that. 888-368-1580.
And also GCU and Sam Houston split the season series. So
anything could happen.
Pretty much.
Who won the last time?
The GCU won the last time they played by a lot, 67-41.
That actually bodes more towards GCU than anything else, I think.
Yeah, especially since when Sam Houston beat them, they only won by 2.
So, yeah. Ooh, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. Please don't.
Thank you.
Just going to move on and mind my own damn business.
Thank you.
Let's talk a little bit of college stuff here. Well, let me get caught up on the text line, but I got some college stuff I got to talk to you about, Keon, since you are the guy who knows. Let's see. King of Kitten says, a man selling ice cream.
Yeah.
What's
Saturday in the park.
Right, stop.
That's part of that song. Yeah.
Lacrosse guy says, I've missed the last couple days. Is Commander Keon okay?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm all right. You know, I'm not happy, but I'm okay.
He's grumpy. That's the dwarf he is right now. He's angry dwarf. Wait, which one? Which
Grumpy.
one's the grumpy dwarf? Yeah. Chief Skulls. All right, I'm going to read part of his text. He says, Chicago Fest West. I don't understand why anyone would want to go and celebrate the place where there's two crappy baseball teams, one crappy football team, one horrible hockey team. And the best thing in Chicago is their blues and their deep dish pizza.
Wait, they've got two crappy baseball teams? Were the White Sox not a good baseball team last year?
I don't know what he's talking about. I think the Cubs have won a World Series fairly recently. White Sox.
He's a Twins fan. Twins fan.
Okay, and that's why.
So just hate.
You're just being a hater right now.
Yeah.
He says, I'll give you one reason you should go to Chicago Fest West. It's better than Detroit. Maybe. All right. Thank you, Chief Skull. Mr. Pink Eye says, was expansion talked about at the Major League Baseball meetings? Will Vegas and Mexico be getting teams soon?
Nah, there wasn't any news that I saw. The only expansion will be to the playoff system. There'll be 12 teams in the playoff system now.
Hey, Keon, just a reminder, can you get me that information on the text line so I can put the winner on the winner list there from earlier? Yeah. I know I don't have his real name or phone number, so you got to send it to me.
Okay.
Let's see. Lost Toby says, you guys, if you're going to do the beer at the studio, how about a live studio audience?
See, I'm always for that. But Jeffrey doesn't really like a lot of people around in the studio because they throw things and then it gets a little out of hand.
What are you talking about? I would love a live studio audience. I prefer that to remote broadcasts.
Yeah, but you told me that they throw things, they leave a mess behind. We always have to clean up.
No, that's kids. That's why I don't like kids.
Oh, I apologize.
I don't mind a studio audience, especially one that's good and liquored up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Let's see. Berg says, afternoon, guys. Anyone hear the news today? Something about a small round white ball or something? Congratulations on the Golf Hall of Fame, Eldrick Woods.
Yeah, Tiger inducted last night. I think it was it's sort of a non-issue because everybody and their mother knew he was going to get elected to the Hall of Fame. Come on.
You know today is National Ranch Dressing Day, right?
No, I did not.
No.
You guys like the ranch dressing?
Of course.
Especially with some hot wings.
Normally I do, yeah. Mm-hmm.
You dip your pizza in it?
Sometimes.
If it's there.
Sometimes.
Yeah. I never seek it out, but if there happens to be some sitting there, I'll be like, bloop. Why not? Why not? Make something that healthy even healthier is what I say. But today is National Ranch Dressing Day. That's all. I mean, we're not going to dwell on this or anything, but I like the ranch dressing. You know,
you usually have some historical fact on the thing. Is that?
Well, I can give you this that Hidden Valley Ranch was a real place.
Huh.
Turns out
still is.
Yeah, a guy named Steve Henson. He invented ranch dressing in the 1950s. He mixed buttermilk with some different herbs and spices, perfected it while living in Hidden Valley Ranch near Santa Barbara. And for the first few years, you could only order it through the mail. Bet you didn't know that. So how's that for your historical fact, Keon?
Wow,
I'm very impressed.
Yeah, it's all
good work as always.
I got nothing else.
I mean, that's impressive in and of itself.
Somebody was kind of shocked to find out that there's mayonnaise in ranch dressing.
Oh yeah,
at least at Wingstop. At Wingstop there is.
Yeah, buttermilk and mayonnaise, I believe, is what it is, right?
Well, not Hidden Valley, but in the Wingstop ranch there is.
Oh,
just say. All right, so let's talk about I guess that is all the time we have.
Okay. All right, well, bye, guys.
See what I did
Thanks
there?
For being here today.
I dangled Keon's hopes and dreams in front of him that we were going to talk about college, basketball and football. And you see what I did right there? I took away his hope, his dreams. Maybe I'll teach you to never do that to me again.
This is not like you, Jeffrey.
He got me all happy. Oh, look, Arizona's going to lose to Stanford.
I didn't say they were going to lose. I said they are losing because they were losing when I pointed it out.
You're bigger than this, Jeffrey. Yeah.
I'll shake it off. But, and yeah, we'll still talk about the Buddy Boeheim thing, and we'll talk about LSU getting a notice of allegations, and we got a lot of football to talk about as well. And don't forget, the Daily Blender Top 5 is on the way too. So come on back, kids. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
The Renaissance Festival is back! Weekends now through April 3rd. Great shopping, a giant crafts market, new shows featuring sea fairies, mermaids, and merriments, non-stop feasting, and more. The Renaissance Festival is back. Weekends now through April 3rd. Discount tickets available at Bash's and Food City or Arizona.renfestinfo.com. Presented by Delta Airlines, Bash's, Food City, Pepsi, Budweiser, and Guinness.
Hey, Arizona, FanDuel is giving you the chance to shoot threes on your son's home court. Just visit the FanDuel Sportsbook at Footprint Center from March 13th to the 17th and place any $100 plus bet on the bracket with at least 400 odds. Then register at FanDuel.com/Phoenix to get your spot on the court. You can enjoy the outdoor terrace at America's #1 sportsbook and watch live games on over 40 TVs. New to FanDuel, sign up online using promo code DALE1580 through the app to get your first online bet, risk-free up to $1,000. Go to FanDuel.com/Phoenix to get your spot on the court and learn more. You must be 21 or older and present in Arizona. In-person wager at Footprint Center required. Shootout occurs on 3/17 from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Restrictions apply. Full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342.
Is there anything better than the sound of 3 races breathing life into a new NASCAR season? What about if it's at a state-of-the-art facility with stunning views of the Estrella Mountains and a famous, only one-of-its-kind hillside? Well then, you must be talking about Phoenix Raceway. NASCAR weekend at Phoenix Raceway, March 11th through the 13th. Get your tickets today at phoenixraceway.com.
AZ Preps 365 is your headquarters for all things high school sports in Arizona. Brett Quintine, James Mello, and Jose Garcia keep you up to speed with all the action, highlights, interviews, and insider information for the prep sports scene. You need to tune in to AZ Preps 365 every Saturday morning from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on your new home for sports, 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
If you're age 62 or older and own a home, this message is for you. Reverse Rob here, Money Radio's expert on reverse mortgages. Learn how to tap the equity in your home and increase the quality of your life by earning tax-free income while protecting your other retirement assets. Join us for our free Second Saturdays webinar every month to learn more. This is not too good to be true. All you need to do is reverse your thinking. Call me today, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, broadcasting live in the Harmon Solar Studio in Scottsdale. And Fish Tank says, all right, it's the 4 o'clock Major League Baseball frenzy. Let's see some big signings now. Have there been any big signings, any free agent signings in Major League Baseball, Randy?
Not yet. Still looking.
Well, they've had all this time to figure it out, Randy. What have they been doing with their time? I mean, they should have just click. That's it. Just hit a button. It's done. So maybe we'll hear something tomorrow.
You would think so, but yeah, nothing happening yet.
Good Cat says, reminder, our Colts finally got rid of Wentz. Keon, do you need any antidepressants?
No, I'm gonna be okay. This is actually not the worst trade / free agent signing my team has ever done. So
see, he's in the stages of grief, and this one is denial.
No, I'm not. I'm not in denial. I still hate it. I'm still very bleeping mad. It's just not the worst thing they've ever done to me. So I don't need antidepressants.
Right. So in the 7 stages, first is disbelief, which was yesterday, shock and disbelief.
That's true. I said you cannot be serious a lot yesterday.
Yeah. Today is denial. Tomorrow he'll be bargaining, saying, well, maybe it's where Ron Rivera is going to then turn around and use Carson Wentz as a bargaining tool to get somebody even better.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
And then next is it's going to be guilt. He's going to feel very guilty about being a Washington football fan.
I don't feel guilty about that at all.
That'll be followed by anger, then depression, and then finally something he's had to do for his entire fandom, acceptance.
I think it's just going to be 6 days of anger followed by the last day being acceptance. Because I mean, I'm not going to be in denial about this. I'm not happy.
It's kind of hard to see, Randy, when someone lies to themselves like that.
I know it's hard to watch.
I can't deny this, and there's not going to be like
he's
not going to be any
down.
bargaining either.
You better plan on him having about a week off.
I'm just mad.
What do you say we do a show next Monday and then he has the rest of the week off?
Okay, yeah, I think that sounds good.
Number one
Thanks,
Rattler
guys.
fan says, "Can I take Keon to a Rattlers home opener? I'll buy him a beer." Hey, you've been to a Rattlers game, haven't you?
I have. I went with my brother. One of the first weeks we were here. We had a blast. It was a fun game.
Yeah. The opener is 9 days away, according to number one Rattlers fan.
How about that?
Last I heard, I mean, you never know, but I'm told that that first Arizona Rattlers game will be live here on 1580 The Fanatic on the 19th. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, so Keon, now here's the thing. Remember when I wasn't talking to you?
Sure.
Well, now I'm talking to you. So let's talk about the Buddy Boeheim. You just see he punched a guy. He punched a guy in the stomach, basically.
Yeah.
He was getting frustrated, and instead of just shrugging him off, as soon as he had a chance, he cheap shot punched the guy in the stomach. And now nobody caught that and called a foul, but everybody else saw it. And the ACC has announced that he is suspended for today's game. Did they play that yet?
Today's game? Not yet.
Syracuse
I don't believe they played it yet.
Versus Duke. No, he's not going to be in that game. They suspended.
Nah, it's too bad. He's going to get his ass kicked against Duke.
But
actually, they did play the game. Duke won.
There you go. So he cost maybe his team a trip to the tournament, or at least beating Duke with that punch right there, because he was a pivotal part of the team. He was averaging about 20 points a game. He was a good player, but that one moment of weakness, frustration, and douchebaggery where he punches the guy, you could say it cost him the tournament, right?
Well, I wouldn't say it cost him the tournament, but it cost him a chance at beating Duke.
They're not going to the tournament now, right?
Well,
Syracuse?
they came into this game, 16-16. They were already not going to the tournament, but
right. But if they had beat Duke and kept going, they
if they had found their way there. And you know what? They've done that before. Syracuse is a team that breaks everybody's bracket because they end up being that 14-13 range, and then no one knows how to play against that Syracuse zone. And then the next thing you know, Syracuse in the Elite Eight, no one knows how they got there. But yeah, he did cost him that opportunity. And you know what? You look at that punch, it was absolutely intentional. He admitted it. He said he apologized to the guy, Wyatt Wilkes, in line. But he still said he was wrong and he shouldn't have done it.
Here's what he said. In the heat of today's game, after some shoving in the lane, I swung my arm while turning to go back up the court. It was wrong to act out in frustration. I apologized to White Williams multiple times in the handshake line. He said not to worry about it, but I know it was wrong. His dad, the coach, says, well, the kid pushed him twice and he swung around and hit him. I think it was inadvertent, but that's okay.
All right.
Your dad's a dirtbag, Boeheim.
Yeah, that's Jim Boeheim for you. I don't know what to say, but I think that, buddy, he just got angry in the heat of the moment and hit the guy. I guess props to him for fessing up to it, but he cost his team that game. The suspension was well earned and justified, and have fun in the NIT.
Yep. And, again, we'll never know now, will we, what might have been had Buddy Boeheim been in the game.
That's true.
Because he's a tremendous 3-point shooter. And, when you're the coach's son and you run this incredibly intricate zone defense that teams have trouble with, teams really struggle with that. You are a pivotal piece of both sides of the floor when that happens.
So now let's move on to LSU getting a notice of allegations, men's basketball and football programs. Evidently, Will Wade is under scrutiny. What do you know about this? Do we have any background on this yet?
Well, there's been plenty of background on this. This is one of those things where I don't know what the NCAA is waiting for. It's been an investigation that's been going on for, quite frankly, a while. It was surrounding money offered to a player named Javonte Smart a few years ago. Really
2017, right?
Yeah, like really good basketball player. But they offered him money. They had him on the phone. HBO put out a documentary about the Arizona coach at the time, and Will Wade and a couple of other coaches were highlighted in this documentary. And they have Will Wade on the phone in a wiretap, basically saying, I offered this kid a lot of money. And, now the family is trying to bump up the price. And he basically admitted on the phone to offering money. I have no idea. That's the smoking gun, and the NCAA never moved. Yes, Randy.
Isn't it funny that Jayden Daniels is going to LSU to play football?
Well, LSU football has its own other thing too, but wouldn't that be hilarious if they got Bull?
Oh, geez, do I feel bad?
Bull reprimanded.
That's too damn bad.
Good timing, kid.
But on the basketball side of things, I mean, Will Wade is absolutely dirty. And it's funny because he used to coach my alma mater, UTC. And then he went to LSU, and it was one of those, I'm not going to tell the kids I'm leaving, I'm just going to go kind of deals, which always rubs me the wrong way. I've never had any respect for him after that. But he's been caught saying, I'm offering these guys money. I don't know what more you could possibly need beyond that to say we're taking, postseason games from you. We're taking scholarships from you. The NCAA never moved, and now they're finally moving, 3 years later, 4 years later, whatever it is. It doesn't make any sense to me why it took this long. But Will Wade is absolutely guilty. He's 100%.
Isn't it funny, though? Hey, Jayden Daniels, though, LSU.
So will any of this have any effect on the tournament right here, right now? Or is this still just going to sort of be in the muck and the mire?
Yeah, it's probably not going to do anything for this tournament right now. They'll probably enact whatever it is, because LSU is going to have to comply. They're going to have to essentially agree to accept these allegations and then comply with whatever it is that the NCAA wants them to do until the NCAA believes that they are sufficiently sorry and have changed the practices of that university. And they already know they're wrong because they took money away from Will Wade. Certain bonuses that he was guaranteed. They were like, yeah, basically you brought the NCAA to our doorstep, so we're not going to give you those bonuses. Are you cool with that, or you're fired? And he said, I'm cool with that. So that's what they've done at LSU so far. But the NCAA is probably going to demand that they do more, either lose the scholarships or stay out of the postseason for a while.
Well, I didn't get the Schadenfreude, which would have been watching Arizona lose to Stanford. I didn't get that. But I did get the Schadenfreude of watching the Los Angeles Lakers go down to the Western Conference worst Houston Rockets. And let me just say, I loved it. It was so good. They lost 139-130 in overtime to the Rockets.
You know what's funny?
And LeBron James played 45 minutes in the game too.
Mm-hmm. You know what's even more hilarious? The Rockets aren't healthy.
No.
They're a little dinged up. They're the worst team in the West, and they're not healthy.
If it goes at this rate, I don't know if you've seen the standings. Could we see the Los Angeles Lakers even fall out of play-in game possibility? Now, the Suns have already clinched the playoffs. That's how far ahead they are. But could we see the Lakers fall out, or has the NBA just made it way too easy for anybody to get a play-in at this point?
Yeah, the gap between the 10th team and that 11th team I think it's too big. I mean, the Lakers would have to completely fall apart and stumble around in the dark.
Isn't that what they're doing right now?
They are, but then they would need the Trailblazers to be a whole lot better, and they're just not. And they need the Spurs to be a whole lot better, and they're just not. The worst that could happen to the Lakers right now, based on the way that those other crappier teams are playing, is that the Lakers wind up 10. Because I think they get caught by the Pelicans.
The Lakers are 9 right now. The Pelicans keep losing games when the Lakers lose games, so they're not gaining any ground on them. They're 2 games ahead of the Pelicans.
Could the
Trailblazers are horrible. They're
trade somebody to the Blazers just for
I mean,
for like a short time.
We're past the trade deadline now, but wouldn't it be funny? Like we're just going to fund the Lakers' demise. That's what we're doing.
Where the hell did Booker go?
What?
What?
You just got to promise to give him back.
Right. And they're like, oh yeah, sure. We'll give him back.
Trailblazers are 3 games behind the Lakers.
Ugly, and
that's the 11 spot.
Watermelon says last night's Laker game, another prime example why LeBron will never be the GOAT. Champions never quit. He gave up at the end of the game. Well, I mean, he was in the game for quite a bit of the time, as Keon said. It's just, the Rockets wanted it more, I guess.
He's old and he played 44 minutes. It's just that team's not a good fit. They're a very poorly put together team.
By LeBron.
They don't play well together. And the guys that give effort are geriatric. So it doesn't matter. Like LeBron tries for most of the game. He's old. Carmelo Anthony tries. He's old. And in fact, Jaylen Green, the point guard for the Rockets, said after the game that the coaches told him, hey, the game plan is just go at Carmelo Anthony. He can't stop anybody.
Exactly. And Hefty Lefty says James Worthy said it best last night on the post game. This team just doesn't believe they can win. Most disappointing season based off preseason expectations in my 32 years as a fan. I don't know if that's James Worthy saying that or Hefty Lefty, but
no, James Worthy said that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like something Hefty would say too.
The Lakers are 2-8 in their last 10 games.
And that one to the Rockets, that's the backbreaker. Like if you thought, okay, we can, if we group together, us in the locker room, it's us against the world, we can go out and prove everybody wrong and get this done. This has to be the game that tells you that can't happen.
How many more games are left?
Not very many.
Because if they just lose every damn game, maybe they'll fall out of the playoffs completely.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible. But it's the Trailblazers, not the Pelicans you got to worry about. Trailblazers got to catch them and pass them. They've got to be the number 11 team.
I need this to happen.
There's 17 more games left.
Boogie says, funny side note on Jayden Daniels. When the team found out he hit the transfer portal, a bunch of ASU players raided his locker and took everything out of it. Someone caught it on video, and you could hear somebody in the background saying, he sucked anyway. Yeah, we talked about that when it happened like a long time ago, Boogie. But thanks for being on top of things. Good Cat says, the NIT, any chance ASU will be in there? The not invited tournament?
No.
I don't even think they're that good right now. Seriously.
I mean, well, depending on how you feel about the way that they ended the season, that last game notwithstanding, maybe you could be in the NIT.
Hefty Lefty says the 32 years as a fan part was me. I'm a little younger than Big Game James. I should have used some quotes on that. Yeah, a little every now and then, a little punctuation, guys. That's all I'm asking.
It helps.
You're gonna say something, Randy?
No.
Sometimes I can't tell if you have frozen or if your internet is frozen.
I'm basking in the glow of the Lakers losing.
You're still as a statue for a moment. I thought the next thing we're gonna hear is. Mr. Pringle says, in a related story, Juwan Howard is inquiring about a Buddy Boeheim transferring to Michigan. Senior Wakenbake says, I'll take Keon to church. You might need an exorcism.
For why?
I don't know. Senior Wakenbake. Blissful Hayes says, 1580 is awesome when there's not static. Just came back on. Yeah, we had engineers working on stuff. And for everybody who's going to give me crap, the improvements they're coming. I swear to God. We just have hit some snags with things I'm not going to bore you with. Every now and then we're going to have some issues. We all hate that it's taken as long as it has, but hang in there. You'll be pleasantly surprised. Boogie says, do you guys also hear that Russell Wilson was traded to the Denver Broncos? I'm just going to.
Wow, that's breaking news.
My finger's hovering over the block button right now. Hefty Lefty says the Lakers wouldn't even win in the NIT as it stands right now.
It would be a struggle with the way that they play defense, which is to say that they don't actually do it.
All right, 0.
Very few teams on this planet, college or pro, that they're going to stop playing defense like that.
Prison Wallet says, everybody settle down. Me up incomer needs time to fix their tech. I got your back, Jeffrey. What are you talking? Everybody settle down. Me up incomer needs time to fix their tech. I got your back, Jeffrey. Oh, he's talking about our signal. That's what it is. Thank you, Prison Wallet. Appreciate that. Prison Wallet's just sitting there going, I don't know. I just thought it was my prison radio that was going bad here. It just, tunk. I don't know what to do there. All right, Big George says, yeah, improvements coming to 1580 in 2025. It feels like
George.
That.
Come on, Big George. Everybody
like
knows
that.
It's 2024. Come on.
It'll be soon. It'll be soon. By the way, it'll be Selection Sunday soon. So make sure you guys are ready to go. Get registered for the Harmon Solar 1580, the Fanatic Bracket Challenge. You could win $1,580. Go to 1580thefanatic.com. Click on the link right there on the front page. Join our CBS Sports platform to enter. The little password is there. It's just Harmon, lowercase, but still, all your information is right there. Right now, we have a first place prize of $1,580 from Harmon Solar. More prizes to be added later for second, third, and whatever. So get in there and get it going because time is ticking. Before you know it, we're going to be playing the first games. So go to 1580thefanatic.com and get in on this fun contest. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, it's time for Keon's Daily Blender Top 5. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Hi, this is Nick LaCapria with the Daily Sports Quiz. What future NBA coach started for the Chicago Bulls in their first 10 season openers? The answers coming up on the Daily Sports Quiz.
Nick LaCapria's Daily Sports Quiz brings you a different question from the world of sports each day. If you want even more questions from the world of sports, visit Nick LaCapria's new website, sportstrivia.org. You can test your sports trivia knowledge and get answers to some great questions from the world of sports trivia. Sportstrivia.org. It's free, it's fun, and it's challenging. If you like the Daily Sports Quiz, you'll love sportstrivia.org.
The answer to today's Daily Sports Quiz: name the future NBA coach that played for the Chicago Bulls in their first 10 season openers. The legendary Jerry Sloan. He played for Dick Motta. Jerry Sloan, today's answer on the Daily Sports Quiz.
The Renaissance Festival is back! Huzzah!
Weekends now through April 3rd.
It's awesome.
I love it. It's great for the family. All our kids love it. That's why we come here every year.
Good times can be had by all. It's the best time we have every year. It's a great time for everyone. Join us at the Renaissance Festival! Huzzah!
Come and have a turkey leg.
The Renaissance Festival is back! Huzzah!
Weekends now through April 3rd. Discount tickets available at Dashes and Food City or Arizona.renfestinfo.com. Presented by Delta Airlines, Dashes, Food City, Pepsi, Budweiser, and Guinness.
You come out here and you really have a good time. My kids love it.
There's lots of shops to go to. Hair braiding, face painting. Oh, and I really like the meat sticks, the turkey. Whoa! Huzzah!
There's so much going on. Make sure you come out early and stay all day.
Budweiser, the king of beers, is the beer of kings at the Renaissance Festival. Budweiser invites you to celebrate and enjoy the Renaissance Festival. Huzzah!
Is there anything better than the sound of 3 races breathing life into a new NASCAR season? What about if it's at a state-of-the-art facility with stunning views of the Estrella Mountains and a famous, only one-of-its-kind hillside? Well then, you must be talking about Phoenix Raceway. NASCAR weekend at Phoenix Raceway, March 11th through the 13th. Get your tickets today at phoenixraceway.com.
The dictionary describes madness as
frenzy, rage, intense excitement. Yeah, that sounds about right.
we define it like this.
There's the pass to Leitner. Puts it up. The Texas through for the win.
The madness is coming.
Touchdown dribble.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
The home for March Madness.
Today's Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. And of course, you guys know about our Harmon Solar 1580 Fanatic Bracket Challenge at 1580fanatic.com. You know about Chicago Fest West. Is going to be a very cool thing that's going to happen now during spring training with the Chicago Cubs, March 19th, 2 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. at the Mace Convention Center. And proceeds go to College Bound, Arizona, helping kids get their educations and stuff. What else do we got to remember to tell people, Randy? I know that Sam Houston is playing with Grand Canyon tonight.
Yeah, we've got the Ruoff Mortgage 500 this weekend, NASCAR Racing Live.
That's right.
From Phoenix Raceway.
That's
Great
right.
tickets still available.
Yes, and I don't know. Is there anything else?
Baseball's back.
Baseball's back. Yeah, we got that. Oh, yeah. Carson Wentz went to the Washington Commandos.
Why you gotta be that
come
mean?
on.
Why? I mean,
it's just mean. I was trying to just remember stuff.
No.
That's got nothing to do with this. Come on.
I'm innocent.
Come on.
Not of this. Not of this.
You're not innocent, Jeffrey. I know you. I've known you for a long time. You're elated.
You know how much crap I took just like this when Phil Rivers showed up on the Colts and when Carson Wentz showed up on the Colts?
Yes,
you're getting off easy, Keon. Let me tell you that right now.
I didn't give you any of the crap. I didn't give it to you. Everybody's texting. I'm already getting it from people texting. I don't need it from you too. Come on.
That's true.
Yeah, give me a break.
I can't help myself. I'm sorry. I apologize. You're right. I shouldn't do that.
Suns win and clinch their playoff spot.
Oh, by the way, you know why the Bear fans are quiet right now, because they're bummed about losing Khalil Mack. A lot of people are feeling the pain of that loss right now.
Hey, he's one of the best players on the team, and I mean, I don't.
It's
know
another
what this
McCaskey miracle in Chicago.
Ooh.
Another McCaskey miracle,
isn't it something?
Box of Screws says, "What comes first, the broadcast improvements or a live fantasy football draft?" I'm going to say the broadcast improvements, but we're really, really thinking we're going to have a live fantasy football draft this year. So it still should be the broadcast improvements.
I hope so, because I'm tired of buying my own alcohol.
What?
For the draft. I'm tired of buying my own drinks.
Oh, yeah. We'll get to, yeah. Yeah. You got to learn something, Randy.
What?
So every time we've done a remote broadcast and somebody sends us a drink.
Yeah.
Well, here's what happens. The first time it happens, the guy says, "Hey, I want to buy that radio guy up there a drink." And then so the bartender will make the drink and send it up to us, right? And we'll down that shot and people will be like, "Hey." And then the bartender's like, And the next time somebody says, "Hey, I want to send the radio guys a drink," they'll start being doubles and triples because the bartender then realizes, I can get these guys drunk as hell and it's going to be funny. This has happened to me every time listeners have tried to send drinks up to the broadcast booth and have the bartender make drinks for it every single time.
I remember we were out at, what was it, Ann O'Shea's or Harry O'Reilly's or some Irish pub somewhere. And we were doing the last time we did the football draft. It's when Boogie and Berg were supposedly trying to confuse you on your draft.
It was proven by witnesses.
Straight Striper brought us some like green tea shots. Thunder Snow was sitting by me, helping me out. It was a lot of, I'm tired of buying my own beverages for the draft.
Well, I'll tell you what, we get this thing going in August, and hell yeah. I have to hand out 3 golden blenders. That's how long it has been. We have 3 golden blenders to present, 1 to Boogie, 1 to the Moist One, and 1 to the most recent winner, whose name now eludes me. I can't remember.
The Iron Brow.
I don't know.
The Shadow Warrior. What was that one?
Was it Master Marcus?
No, Poop Fizzer.
No,
what was it? What was that
mist.
one?
No,
Fecal Mist.
Fecal
Mist.
Oh, hold on.
I just wanted to say his name.
Wasn't it?
I can get the name. Hold on here. Anyway, so I got to make 3 golden blenders. Marcus. It was Master Marcus. I said it right. Yeah, it was Master Marcus. Straight Striper says, "Did someone say broadcasting and drinks?" I'm listening. Straight striper. He has that same spirit of the bartender because he wants to see us get liquored up and say crazy crap on the radio. He says, "Yep, name the date and time. We'll do that again. We will let you know."
You fiend with your green tea shots.
If
you
things
fiend.
work out, we might even do a remote before the draft in August. So stay tuned.
Maybe we can go back to Killer Burger.
About that.
I've heard stories.
Yeah, Senior Reichenbach says, "Careful, don't laugh at Keon, Jeffrey. You might get goffed." Oh God, I know.
No.
Yeah, that's not even that. That's not even funny.
I can't imagine that Balor's actually considering that.
Who would you
I
rather
can't.
have had, Goff or Wentz, Keon?
Wentz.
See what I'm saying?
It's not even close.
Yeah, you know what though? It would serve me right. It would serve me right. Fish Tank says, "Keon, remind me how you feel about Westbrook being upset about his West Brick name."
It's just the stupidest thing. Because Kevin Durant leaves him, goes to the Golden State, and he's rightfully mad or whatever. That's fine.
Sure.
But when the cupcake nickname started floating around for Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook was all for it. Couldn't be happier that people were poking fun at Kevin Durant.
Wasn't worried about his kids going to school and his name being besmirched. But no, Westbrook is sitting there, says, "I thought about my child and how proud he is of his name at the teacher conference, and you're putting shame on our name."
You're putting shame on the backboard, like literally leaving skid marks. You are shooting the ball so hard and missing so badly. Westbrook is an appropriate name for what you're doing right now. If you want to stop, make some shots, or just go to the basket and start making some layups. Because I don't know what to tell you. It's just if you don't mind other people getting poked fun at, don't complain when it comes back around on you.
And you are putting yourself out there. Okay, you're putting yourself out there, making bazillions of money doing it. And if somebody just decides to take your name and make it a funny little thing, get over yourself. And also, I'm sure your kids can handle that. And if it's not this, it's going to be something else. And Westbrook is a lot less harmful than other things, that your kids could have to suffer. So Westbrook, no big deal. I mean, listen. We put ourselves out there here on the radio, and if somebody starts talking some smack, par for the course. We're used to it. We have fun with it. In fact, anytime somebody's been seriously horrible on Twitter or Facebook or on the text line, if it's clever, I'm like, I appreciate it. I'm suddenly like, I'm on your side. So yeah, come on, Westbrook, get over yourself. That's what I have to say. All right, let's find out what everybody has to say about the Daily Blender top 5. All right, it's now.
It is right now. Let me get the music going. Is the music coming?
Hang on here.
I think he's reading about baseball still.
Well, I can't blame him. It's a very
top 5.
Hey, you know what? Don't talk over my open.
I stopped. I don't know if I put the brakes on there.
It's in my contract.
It is in the contract. Would hate to besmirch that. Let's get to the Blender top 5. And we're talking about the Phoenix Suns today. It is the top 5 things that have basically made the Phoenix Suns successful so far this season.
We just naming players or
not players, just things about the team. It could be players. I have a player or two on mine, but also just things about the Suns that have made them incredibly successful this season. I believe
it's Randy's turn.
Yeah, I think I made Jeffrey go first last time. Randy, would you like to go first?
Oh, sure. I mean, I've got this. I'm ready to go. I have to say there are a number of things that have helped the Phoenix Suns become so consistent and so comfortable. And I say comfortable because this team is comfortable together. And that's number 5 for me, their chemistry. They have assembled a team that works well together, and they brought in pieces that work well together. They don't have any crybabies on the team. They don't have any troublemakers on the team. They have a team that works together as a cohesive unit. So I would say chemistry would be number 5 for me. The second one would be coach. Monty Williams has taken this team from obscurity and has made them play together. He's a coach that listens to his players. He's a coach that is smart. He's a younger coach. He knows how the game is played today. So Monty Williams, the coach. So first you had chemistry, then you had coach, then you had consistency in the front office. They're a very consistent front office now. You might notice that the team owner is kind of gotten out of the way, and they've allowed the GM to do his job. They've allowed the vice president to do his job. They've allowed the scouting staff to do their job, and they put together a team that is very cohesive together. So consistency in the front office. Then I would have to say Chris Paul was the missing piece, a veteran that could come in, lead this team of youngsters down the court, do it in a kind of a laid back attitude. This is a guy that's not playing the uber superstar like you see on so many NBA teams now. Chris Paul has helped this team stay together and be cohesive. And then finally, Devin Booker's maturity. I didn't have a C for that, but
I'm really disappointed.
His maturity. Devin Booker has matured as a player. He's matured as a man, and he has helped this team go. Even with Chris Paul on the sideline, Devin Booker is not the kind of guy he was in the first few years he was with the team. He's very mature now. He's dishing the ball off. He's running the offense. He's standing up, and he's helping this team. He's become a leader on this team. So those are my 5 things, my top 5 things on why this team is doing so well. Jeffco?
All right, I'm ready for this. Now, I don't think I'm going to have the alliteration on my side, but for me, number 5, a deep bench. Look what the deep bench has done for the Suns when Chris Paul gets hurt, when Booker gets hurt, even Cam Jordan coming off the bench gets hurt. Even, I'm just saying, they are so deep in the bench. They look where they're at in the standings. Number 4, Chris Paul absolutely has had a lot to do with the whether he's on the court or not. When he's on, it's even better. When he's off, it seems like his, I don't want to be weird, but his aura, his essence, whatever the lessons are they've learned from him, stay with the team and continues to carry them. You've seen, like, during the finals or during the playoffs, they're immediately FaceTiming Chris Paul immediately after the game. So that connection for Chris Paul has been huge for the Phoenix Suns on and off the court. Randy, you and I have almost the same number 3. I'm going to say Robert Sarver. And here's why he's the number 3 reason for the Suns' success. He's out the damn way. He is not micromanaging like he has in the past. Maybe he's busy in meetings with lawyers over all the other stuff that's going on.
Could be. Yeah.
But he has let the guys do what they need to do to make this team successful, and it is working. Number 2, the GM, James Jones. Holy crap, what a job he's done. You don't get that deep bench without him. You don't get Chris Paul without him. You don't get this team without him. Huge success by him and the Suns for bringing him in. And of course, number 1 on the list, number 1 reason for the Suns' success, Monty Williams. Monty Williams also has something to do with how well the deep bench plays, with how well, as you have said, Booker has matured, with how well everything works together. He's not infallible. He'll make some funny mistakes now and then, but in general, that man, you're right. What you said earlier, Keon, that guy's got to be coach of the year. And that's my top 5 reasons for the Suns' success so far this season.
Great lists, both of you. I'm going to go starting with number 5. I'm going to start with perimeter shooting. I love the way that this team shoots the basketball from long range. If you want to talk about the Cams, Payne, and Johnson, that they can dial it up from long range. Jay Crowder, timely 3-point shooting when they need him the most. And he's also a fantastic defender. And we talked earlier about Devin Booker and the fact that he can shoot the 3 if he wants to. This is the way the basketball is played in the modern NBA, and they're right there. I believe the league average this season is 35%, and the Suns are shooting closer to 39% from 3-point range on the season. So I'm going to go perimeter shooting. Number 4, I'm going to go based on last year's postseason run. They've carried it into this year. Experience closing out games. If some of these games are tight down the stretch, more often than not, whether or not Chris Paul is there, whether or not Devin Booker is there in some cases, they find ways to close out these games, whether it's the block the other night from Mikal Bridges that they needed to have to beat the Orlando Magic. They just do what they need to do to finish out basketball games. They don't make a ton of mistakes down the stretch, and it's allowing them to win some of these games, whether they're missing Cam Johnson, Cam Payne, Chris Paul, Devin Booker. Almost doesn't matter. They figured out how to close games. Number 3 has to be Chris Paul, CP3. He hasn't played in a while, and he's not going to play for a little bit longer. But like Jeffrey said on his list, everybody loves this guy, and they listen to him, and he is the undisputed leader out there on the floor. And every single player, whether it's Cam Payne, who's just taken to being under Chris Paul's wing, or DeAndre Ayton, who Chris Paul showed up and started chewing DeAndre Ayton out, and he was impressed by how DeAndre Ayton took the instruction. He wanted to learn. He wanted to get better. Chris Paul is the reason for all of those things. You got to give him the credit. I'm actually going to go number 2, especially over the last stretch of games. So I'm going to go DeAndre Ayton for my number 2, because the guy patrols the paint. He defends the rim better than so many big men in this league. And they say you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And DeAndre Ayton is the cause of a lot of teams not wanting to take shots down there, not wanting to go at him when he's defending the basket. And, the last couple of games, he's walked away with a double-double too. I'd love to see him keep that up. And hey, maybe we're going to talk about DeAndre Ayton getting that max contract that he was pining for at the beginning of the season. And number 1, Monty Williams. He is the best coach in the league right now. He is a player's coach, and he talks to guys in the language that they understand. There are guys that maybe don't take criticism that well. He talks to them like that. The guys that can take it, well, he gives it to them. And I think that he's been able to figure that out. Not to mention, he's been more or less solid on the X's and O's too. Monty Williams, that's my top 5 for the Phoenix Suns and their success so far this season.
Tell you what, I think we were all right. I think I won that, though. Mine was more concise and probably more accurate. But
as we would expect you.
Yeah, I believe I get the win on this one, I think we're all winners. It really, because you can't argue with anything any of us have said. Did we miss anything?
I can't think anything. I can't think of anything right now. I just see this team like I think Keon was going to say. This team is just solid, man. They just have built on last year, and they continue to roll.
Big George says, "Wow, wasn't even close. Jeffrey dominated the top 5 and 5 again. I think you need to have his picture hanging on the wall when you enter the studios. There, employee of the month,
definitely. Yeah,
the people have spoken, guys. Don't hate.
Doesn't he say that you win every day?
Yeah,
that we do it,
but I win.
Yeah,
I did win this.
Of course you did.
Look, I even typed mine out right there.
Whatever you believe, Jeffrey, that's the way it is. That's reality. Yeah.
Haters. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
There's no doubt that Harman Solar can save you up to 85% on your monthly electric bill. That's a fact. Bruce Jacobs here. But did you know it's possible to get solar for $0 down and no payments for 12 months? You can lease, finance, or even purchase outright. They have plans that fit everybody. Harman Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harman Solar at 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmansolar.com.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110, guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exam required to qualify. 800-807-1981. 800-807-1981. 800-807-1981. That's 800-807-1981.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too. And that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the Arizona Army National Guard. Aired by the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
Today, someone will enjoy a phone call with their family, thanks to speech-to-text technology. Today, someone will know their rights so they can confidently advocate for themselves. Today, someone among the more than 1 million deaf, hard of hearing, and deafblind Arizonans will enjoy greater accessibility and effective communication, thanks to the Arizona Commission for the Deaf and the Hard of Hearing. To learn more, visit acdhh.org, sponsored by the Arizona Commission for the Deaf and the Hard of Hearing.
Contractors, listen up. This is Bruce Jacobs. Are you missing out on jobs due to lack of bonding? When your current bonding holds you back, call Arizona's #1 bond managers at Constructors Bonding. They have the market relationships and expertise to take you where you want to go, serving all types of contractors of any size and license in all states. When you need better bonding, call Dave McKee at Constructors Bonding, 602-432-5929, or visit cbialliance.com.
We know how it goes. You can't always tune in and hear your favorite shows and hosts.
Dude, look, I'm a loser. Okay?
It's cool, bro. That's why we post podcasts of your favorite shows and hosts. Listen when you want to. Listen on demand.
That is great and frankly kind of amazing.
Go to 1580thefanatic.com to download.
Come on. Today, the Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Prison Wallet has a good question. I shall answer it. It says, if you played the bracket challenge last year, do you need to sign in again? I went over the CBS app and it was already there. Yeah, that's the beauty of it. You were already signed up if you played last year. Good to go. Double check on it. Make sure nothing's changed. But yeah, if you haven't signed up, get signed up. If you were signed up last year, make sure you're still signed up this year. Go check on it over there at CBS. But easy way to get there, go to 1580thefanatic.com, click on the link there. You'll either tell you, hey, we remember you, or hey, who the hell are you? And you can act accordingly. 888-368-1580. Blissful Hayes says, why is everyone even playing the Harmon Solar Basketball Challenge? I mean, we all know it's predetermined that Jeffrey's going to win. Actually, no, I have never done well.
And also, how could it be predetermined? We're doing it on CBS's site.
Yeah.
Well, because it's predetermined that he wins the top 5.
Because I'm awesome. You know, and I can't fix these things. There's people smarter than me to make sure that kind of thing doesn't happen. Yeah. But I'll tell you what, nothing I have done so far has worked. I am no threat to anybody in the bracket challenge. This year, I am going to use dumbest. School from the dumbest state wins, or then school from the dumbest city wins. The education value of the state or city of the team is going to be my deciding factor in marking off my bracket. So it will be interesting to see what happens. But tell you what, Arizona is low in education as a state. So Arizona has a good chance. Dumber than dirt. I'm proud of it in the state of Arizona, but not like anybody else in Arizona is going to go to the dance, so it doesn't matter. So
lots of Texas schools in this year. A lot of SEC schools in. So yeah, we're gonna see it.
I think my idea might actually have some merit this year. 888-368-1580. Let's see. Good Cat says, sorry, Jeffrey, but I think Janice from accounting won the top 5. It's Jen from accounting, and she's dead and fictional. Mr. Pringle says, I think the biggest success factor for the Suns is when they changed the arena's name to Footprint. That is the real key.
It's got to be it. You're right. It's got to be it.
Lost Toby says, so once the Colts get Goff, I think it's going to be a rare time situation where two teams are worse after a trade. Shut up, Lost Toby. It's not funny. I was with you in the live studio audience idea. We part ways here. I say good day, sir. I say good day. Wing Guru says, I'm still bummed that Killer Burger shut down. Yeah, that it was a good peanut butter burger, wasn't it? Oh, that was a good place. And it wasn't our fault. We did a remote broadcast there. We brought them tons and tons of business. The ownership was fighting. And then the main ownership group in Portland got mad at the ownership group here. And they're like, fine, screw you, we're out. And then we're like, well, don't leave. Make one more peanut butter. Oh, they're gone. Happy Lefty says, I'm happy about the Broncos getting Russell Wilson. But the current arms race in the AFC West is kind of nerve-wracking. If Wagner, Von Miller, Jackson, Tyler Lockett, Amari Cooper all wind up in the division, it's going to be damn near terrifying.
It's going to be a bloodbath is what that is. And I don't know what you do if you're the Raiders, who have been doing well over the last couple of years, steadily improving. But it's gotten ridiculous with those quarterbacks out there, those receivers in that division. Yeah, I'm glad I'm not there.
Watermelon says, Jeffrey, you just bought apartment solar. Has anyone checked on Ralph? What the hell is he talking about? What is apartment solar? Well, Watermelon, yes, we did check on Ralph yesterday. The other part, I have no idea what you're talking about. Blissful Hayes says, oh, okay, so you just rigged the NFL fan pick'em contest only. I'll punch you in the mouth. Also, nobody could rig that, and I win that damn thing square and fair, and I get nothing for it. So you shut up.
Again, this is a third-party site we use. You can't rig it,
even if I wanted to. Fish Tank says, so the baseball playoff is now 12 teams, and the 2 top teams in each league get a bye. He says, I hate this. Talk me into it, Randy.
I don't know how to talk you into it, except for playoff baseball will be longer. That's all I can say. Playoff baseball will be longer, and there'll be 2 other teams. Remember, the National League West last year really should have had 3 teams in the playoffs. They didn't because we had to go by the old structure. This time, the teams with best records, wild card teams, they'll jump in there. I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to give us more fun playoff action, more drama. Change is good sometimes. Change is good. Just watch what happens this time, Fish Tank.
That's what baseball needs. Something that takes longer.
Because the thing for me is the reason why baseball playoffs were special to me is because the season's long. So you get the full sample size. There's no doubt most of the time when there are teams that make the playoffs, who the best teams are that are making it. And then you have a more exclusive postseason to offset that. If you're just going to open up the playoffs, we don't need the season to be that long. That's what I think. I don't know.
Big George says, I think we should have a remote when it's safe at Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. Sounds like a fun restaurant. And, hey, everybody, steaks on Radio Run. I get into that. Lost Toby says, Goff to the Colts. It's a lock. I got you, Jeffrey. Thank you. I appreciate that. 888-368-1580. So, Keon, you mentioned earlier that you're trying to get out, enjoy some of this weather before it's too late, because was that next week, Randy, that it's too late? It's like
probably
90,
tomorrow.
Probably 90 tomorrow. Next week. Here's the thing. Be careful out there. People show up here and then they start hiking, and the next thing they're dead on a trail somewhere, or they're sending a helicopter up to get you. Oh, I'm sure you saw this even on the East Coast. But you saw the video of the helicopter getting that old lady off the mountain. That was here, and it just starts spinning out of control.
I felt so bad.
Don't let that be you, Keon. So you think, well, okay, in the summertime, that's when that stuff happens. Yes, there's always morons who come from out of town. They start hiking up Camelback Mountain or South Mountain or whatever, and thinking, oh, I got this. Yeah, you want to take some water? We'll be back in 15 minutes. And they're dead. Or we've had to send out rescue crews and that sort of thing. It's always like shakes my head. Like, why would you try to hike in 115-degree heat? Every year, no matter what, dumb people do it. Well, I don't know what to make of this, but New York City man, 28 years old, so maybe that's why he's dumb. But he went out there in Flagstaff, right? He's like, oh, I'm gonna go for a hike. And so he goes hiking about 7 p.m. 911 gets a call, and he's like, I'm lost on Humphreys Trail, the San Francisco Peaks here.
Yeah.
Can you come get me? All right, hold on. They fly out there, they get him. So this is only a 5.5 mile trail. And this guy gets lost on a 5.5 mile trail. Well, there, all right, it's kind of steep. There's rocky terrain. I guess. Let's go get him. It's it's snowy, whatever. Okay. So they got him and they brought him off the mountain. And he's like, do you need to go to get looked at? And he's like, no, I'm fine. He declined medical attention. He's fine. So they're all right. So they're like, well, this idiot. All right. So the next day, 911 sitting there. 911, what's your emergency? Hi, guys. Me again.
He did it again?
This time it hurts. I'm hurt. I fell. Where are you at? Humphreys Trail. Oh my
God. Why did you go back? You got lost the first time. Why did you go back?
They flew on out there and picked him up again, and the other hiker who stopped to help him. And they're like, okay, you're not allowed to come back. You
have been banned.
You are no longer welcome here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you believe that? I get somebody messing up once. You're like, oh, I should have known better. But twice
at the same place. He didn't go, okay, I didn't have any luck at that trail. I'll try another one. He went back to the same trail and screwed up in more or less the same way. I almost can't believe it happened.
You're not supposed to be on a first name basis with the 911 operator.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope they charged him for both. You're right, Hefty Lefty. He says that hike turned into a solid $20,000 hospital helicopter bill right there, I hope. And Swazman says, hey, Jeffrey, remind people that you got to watch out for the animals in the sun and the heat. Like walking your dogs, you need to stay in the shade, give them lots of water. Don't go out in the heat of day. Should I have to? Should I have to remind people? See, we grew up here, or we live here. We're kind of used to it. Maybe sometimes we need to remember, but people coming from out of state, when you show up and somebody says, going to be 115 degrees, oh, bleep that. I'm staying in. I'm going to be in the pool. I'm not hiking when it's that hot. You'd think people coming from somewhere else would be more careful, but instead they are more careless. Like, no, I got my sweats on. I'm going to be fine. Wait, your sweats? No, good. I'll see you later.
Just never to be seen again.
Yeah, it's kind of Darwin working his magic there.
I drove here in July, and it was immediately apparent the day we got in, and we're like, you know what? The AC's all the way up, and it's still very hot in this car.
Yep. You got to be careful with the AC all the way up, by the way. If you're in your place and you keep turning the AC to well, it's still hot and it's set at 70. Oh, it's still hot. It's set at 60. It's still hot at 50. That means your compressor just froze. Don't freeze your compressor. Be careful with that. That's a pro tip here in the Arizona sun.
Pro tip for you.
Appreciate it.
888-368-1580. Prison Wallet says, I'm going to put a bet that it's somebody from Wisconsin and it's Camelback Mountain for the parlay. like a Deadpool.
Where was he from? The guy.
He was from New York. He was from New York City.
They have
City.
They have parks in New York.
Yeah. No, they don't.
They have parks. They
Central
don't have
Park.
Yeah, and they have a few other parks, but it's just man-made places where dogs play. It's not a real trail. So he has no idea what he's doing. He should never have gone up there alone in the first place.
Yeah.
You mean I can go hike the mountains? What's this?
What are these bumpy things over here? I ain't seen nothing like that.
They got rocks and stuff I can go out and throw around. What's this?
This stuff is real? I thought that was just decoration.
Wait, are you telling me I could go on that mountain right there? Wait a minute.
Hey, look, I found a rebel rattlesnake out here.
Oh, God.
Are you telling me the cacti are really sharp?
Idiots. Well, maybe we won't have so many people visiting this summer. The gas price is going astronomically high. I think, maybe they won't be. I was also thinking maybe because of the gas prices, there'll be an unexpected benefit. Them snowbirds on fixed incomes, they won't be on the road so much.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll leave early.
Hey, yeah.
Just trying to find the silver lining here. That's all I'm trying to do. All right. So, well, we don't have a lot of time left in this hour. But here's something we are going to do when we come back. We are going to talk an awful lot of NFL football. I have a ginormous stack of NFL football for us to get into and talk about. Many, many different things. Oh, speaking of mountains and hiking, did you guys know Calais Campbell was just in town and tweeted that he was hiking South Mountain with his buddy?
I did not know that. And
wow, makes you wonder. He's a free agent. Maybe he's here to see the Cardinals.
Come on over, Calais.
Something's going to happen. I love that guy.
That dude's awesome. Yeah.
I mean, just as a guy, he's awesome. You know, he's one of the best dudes. I say that. Whenever I do say that, I get nervous.
Some skeleton's about to fall out of some closet somewhere.
Calais Campbell and a goat on South Mountain.
Oh, no.
News that'll no, God, please. Well, don't do that to me. Hey, by the way, Jason Kelsey will be playing in 2022 for you Eagles fans. He chugged beer, let a lot of it go down his beard, and he says he's back. So congratulations on that. Lots of NFL when we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
We're on a mission to connect every Arizona service member, veteran, and their families to the support and resources they deserve. If you or someone you know needs assistance with benefits, health care and wellness, employment, or housing, visit connectveterans.org or call 866-4AZ-VETS right now to learn more. This message is brought to you by the Arizona Coalition for Military Families, the Arizona Department of Veterans Services, and Arizona's Be Connected partners.
Bruce Jacobs here again from my friends at ProCopy. For the last year, you've heard me talk about how ProCopy has provided Arizona companies with the best office equipment available for over 20 years, plus their outstanding service after the sale with a 96% retention ratio and award-winning technicians. Now part of Flex Technologies Group, they are committed to ProCopy's industry leadership and excellence. Whether you have branches anywhere in the U.S. or right here in Arizona, you can count on ProCopy and Flex Technologies for all your office equipment needs. They focus on print, document management, document production, and managed IT, representing the best brands such as Canon and Ricoh. They proudly serve over 35,000 customers nationally. They still remain a local company and continue to give back to the community. The ProCopy Foundation has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars, and that makes doing business with ProCopy good for your business. Give them a call, 602-PRO-COPY. That's 602-776-2679, and tell them Bruce Jacobs sent you.
If you're rolling over your 401k to an IRA soon, but not sure if you want to go all in on this crazy market, here's what many retiring professionals are doing. How about a safe and secure IRA offering a contractually guaranteed 10% income bonus that grows 7% annually guaranteed? Your income can double in 10 years. Meanwhile, neither your principal nor your retirement income is ever subjected to a market downturn. Even if the market crashes by 50%, you get the 10% bonus. Your income keeps growing at 7%, and your principal may grow without losses uncapped. You go up with the index, never down, forward, never back. Get a 10% income bonus with a 7% contractually guaranteed growth rate. I compare over 1,200 annuities with a fiduciary duty and can help you retire and stay retired.
Guarantees rely on the financial strength of the insurer, so compare with leading annuity authority Steve Jurich now. Visit IQannuity.com, IQannuity.com, IQannuity.com.
Remember 20 years ago, we woke up to a clear blue sky on what became one of our darkest days. Remember, a national tragedy created national unity. Remember, unbearable pain led to unbreakable strength. We will never break. Remember the hope, resilience, and unity that brought us together after 9/11. Make sure these lessons live on for a new generation at neverforget.org.
Live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale.
This is KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix, 99.3 FM.
And K240 U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
All right, people, settle down because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. And your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line. 888-368-1580 as we broadcast live from the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. I thought it would be a good idea. I pick up Buddy, the new dog. Pick up Buddy and put him on the YouTube camera to say hi. And he was pretty good about it. He's kind of looking around. All right. And I tried to get him talking to Mike. He didn't have much to say. What I didn't realize was in Buddy talk, me picking him up like that and holding him there for about 20 seconds meant it's time to fight. As soon as I put him down on the ground, he came at me. And it took some explaining to Buddy that that was not a prelude to an epic battle here. But he's now relaxed and laying down, so everything's fine. Good boy. Anyway, so now I'm out of breath because I did not expect that I would be attacked. Now, when I say attacked, he didn't, he's a good boy. He's not biting or anything, but he's like jumping up, wanting to wrestle and play. So, yeah. We had his claws grinded down to be smoother. Kind of want my money back. My leg is in ribbons. 888-368-1580. Like I said, that is the number. And let's talk some NFL. We've talked about an awful lot of stuff that Keon does not want to talk about anymore. So we are not going to talk about how the Colts have traded Carson Wentz to the Washington Commanders for a whole lot of draft picks.
Please and thank you.
Yeah. Let's talk about dirtbag Jerry Jones for a moment.
Dirtbag Jerry Jones?
Wow. He's been married since 1963.
Mm-hmm.
And
just a little bit.
Yeah. So within that time, about 25 years ago, it's possible he might have cheated on his wife.
I don't have the patience to jack with you today.
And impregnated a woman who was also married at the same time. Another married woman, Cynthia Davis.
Take your damn act together.
And birthed a young Alexandra Davis, who is now suing. Here's what happened. So they had this relationship in the mid-90s. Here comes the baby. And about a year in, Jerry Jones says, all right, here's what's going to happen. I'm gonna pay for everything. You're gonna have to sign this right here. What's this? It's a non-disclosure form. Shh. Woo. You ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna pay for everything. You gotta do something for me though. Shh. Woo! You gotta sign for the 1-year-old kid too. Thank you. Here's the money. You can't do that.
You can't sign an NDA for somebody else.
You can't sign an NDA for a 1-year-old child. So now this Alexandra Davis has figured out, wait a minute, Jerry Jones is my dad. And I think she just wants him to face up to the fact that he is her father. I don't think she's asking for more money or anything. I don't think she's looking to be in the will by whatever this is. She just thought, well, this is unconscionable to have me under a non-disclosure agreement that I was only 1 year old and could not agree to. I didn't agree to any of this. So now they're taking it to court to try to find the agreement, void. What this means to this woman's life, I don't know. He's paid for everything. He financially supported both of them. He just asked them, promise not to say that, I'm the dad. Now, that's pretty dirtbaggish. Married Jerry Jones knocks up married Cynthia Davis, probably ruins that whole marriage. And, Cynthia Davis, well, she's got responsibility here too. I'm not saying she's faultless, but Alexandra Davis, the child, just wants to be like, hey, you're my dad. I don't know if she's looking to just get him to acknowledge her and try to have a relationship. If she's trying to hurt him in some way, I don't know the real motivation or anything that could really benefit this girl. Why do you think she's doing this?
Maybe it's like you said, she just wants him to own up to it. I don't know, from just what I've looked up really quickly, it doesn't appear as though she seems to be financially motivated. She just wants him to say it.
I guess I can understand that.
Well, yeah, I mean, because if your life is noticeably strange because your parents' relationship is rough and odd, and you're a kid and you can't tell why, and then you get older and you realize, well, oh, because my dad is Jerry Jones. For him to just continue rolling on as though that weren't the case, you might just want to make him own up to it. Now, I don't know exactly what she gets out of that necessarily, but he did it. So here he is. The fact of the matter is that's always something that can happen is something from your past, or in this case, someone from your past. If you're going to be cheating on your wife with other people who are married, stuff like that is going to come back for you.
Good Cat thinks that she's doing this because Snyder from Washington paid her more so that she would besmirch Jones's name and then take all the spotlight off Snyder for being a dirtbag.
I wish that were the case, but Jerry Jones and Dan Snyder are buddies. And one of the reasons why Daniel Snyder hasn't been pushed out of the NFL is in large part because Jerry Jones is his boy.
We have breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Breaking news here on the Daily Blender. Yes, it's breaking news by way of Lost Toby.
This is breaking news.
Carson Wentz to miss the first 6 games of the season due to a dislocated wrist while signing the contract with the Commandos.
Oh, no. No. I'm sorry I pushed that, Keon.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Look, Carson Wentz earns all of his injuries. Now, they're dumbass injuries, but he earns them all. Remember when he sprained both of his ankles trying to make a throw while he was being tackled by literally Aaron Donald? Remember that? He earns these.
You think I don't remember that?
Oh, you definitely do remember that. I meant for everybody else who might have forgotten exactly what happened. Carson Wentz does not get injured because he is brittle. He gets injured because he is stupid.
Fair enough. Hefty Lefty says, typical Gen Z being ungrateful. He goes kidding. Good Cat thinks, oh, well, then she must be an Eagles fan then. There you go. Senior Wake and Bake says, yeah, Keon, put away the snow and the leather jackets. Break out the windbreaker now. What are you talking about? We've already gone through spring. Spring's over. It's a little windy right now. That's it. It's over. It's hot time. It's heat.
It's going to be warmer next week. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We put the heater away. We're done. I'm not wearing a robe anymore. I'm wearing clothes.
Of course, I assume
kids in the house,
which is a plus for us.
Let's be reasonable here. Hefty Lefty. Thank you. Big George says Lost Toby should have his breaking news privileges revoked. That is fake news and not real. George, all right, let's move on. 888-368-1580. And speaking of the Cowboys, Jerry Jones has a direct message coming to him from Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown
a little bit.
Says, yep, the plan is to get back to the game. And he says, maybe Jerry Jones thinks it looks sexy that I'm putting out all this motivation and hard work and encouragement. Maybe he wants to harness some of this energy right here. All right, this guy. Wow. How desperate is Antonio Brown? He's trying to slip into Jerry Jones's DMs right now.
He's impossibly desperate. I think that it's finally dawning on Antonio Brown. His football career might be over if he doesn't get back on a team soon and start putting up numbers and being productive. You spend too much time away from the game, they're not going to look at you after a while. It's easy for people to walk away. And the fact that you're also a known head case doesn't help the situation.
You think that Dallas would pick up Antonio Brown?
Not a chance.
No.
What team is desperate enough?
Almost none of them. I mean, there are wide receivers right now available in free agency. You could talk about Amari Cooper. You could talk about Jarvis Landry. There are a bunch of wide receivers coming down the pike in the draft. Antonio Brown plays the one position no one is that desperate for in March. It's just, so you might have a guy get injured during the season and then you roll your eyes and say, I guess we've got to call Antonio. But until that happens, no one's going to be calling Antonio Brown in March. It's not happening.
Good. Yeah. I'm so tired of Antonio Brown.
We all are.
Very
I think everybody, the owners, the general managers, the coaches, I think they're all tired of him.
So, all right. Speaking of dirtbags, since this happens to be, I guess, the dirtbag hour of the NFL, Deshaun Watson, he's going to be having some grand jury proceedings on Friday, and everybody's thinking like, okay, so if it goes well for him and they don't press criminal charges, with those 22 civil lawsuits sitting there saying that there was inappropriate behavior and sexual assault, maybe, so. Does this just become a great like Deshaun Watson gold rush? Like the minute they say, well, we're not going to pursue criminal charges, but the civil case can continue. Blah, 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 blah. Is there going to be, are a lot of these teams waiting to see what happens here? Yeah.
I think 100%. Yeah.
I mean, he is a tremendously talented quarterback, and you got to have one of those to be successful. And as we've seen with the quarterback carousel, the really talented guys don't move very often. And that's why we were all shocked about Russell Wilson. That just doesn't happen
in his sexual assault issues.
No. I'm just kidding. Russell Wilson's about as far from Deshaun Watson on the morality scale as you could possibly.
I just wanted somebody driving to go, what the hell? I didn't hear about that.
Russell Wilson's problem is that he's so good, he's actually just the corniest person that exists. But
he is a goofball.
But yeah, with Deshaun, it's just if he's cleared of this stuff, then yeah, I think the teams are going to make a massive push and start offering the Texans a lot of things, which is why the Texans haven't said anything, because they're just going to let teams line up and say, okay, what do you have to offer? Okay, maybe they have more first rounders, and really, we're going to see something that's really astronomical in exchange for Deshaun Watson, if in fact they're able to move him.
I have breaking news.
Newsflash.
2 minutes and 9 seconds into the game, the Arizona Coyotes lead the Toronto Maple Leafs 1-0.
Don't jinx them. Why would you even announce this?
2 minutes and 9 seconds into the damn game.
It's just a goal.
2 minutes and 9 seconds in the game.
I know, but there's a lot of game left.
1-0 Coyotes.
I don't think you should break news with that. I think you should say, hey, you see the Coyotes. But you do the breaking. It's like jinxing them, man. Why did you do that? Why'd you do that?
Because 2 minutes and 9 seconds into the game against Toronto, the Coyotes have scored a goal.
And I remember at the beginning of the season, that was the opposite was true. It was like moments into the game, the Coyotes already given up a goal. So, just a reason to celebrate in that way.
Yeah, let's celebrate after it's done.
Baseball is back. The Coyotes are on a 3-game winning streak.
Oh, don't say that.
And now the Coyotes are scored. They're up 1-0 on the Maple Leafs.
I don't know why you did that.
This is a good day.
Yeah, it's a good day, but now I worry about the rest of this game because you did that.
Now they could lose.
Says I spent $128 on wristwatch repairs. Okay. And he sends me a picture. Okay.
$120 on wristwatch repair.
Look, if you've got the money for it, do what you want. But
bro,
I don't know.
I don't know what we're supposed to do with that information.
Do you have a Rolex? Because if it's not a Rolex or some high-end watch like that, I'm throwing that thing in the drink.
Oh, no, guys,
and getting me a new one.
There's 4 watches that he just got fixed. There's 4 watches in the picture.
So still,
I don't know why he's telling me this though.
$120 on wristwatch repair.
Sun Devil Niner says, never in history have so many political been so eager to welcome a sexual predator into their lives. I think people, even say people. Yeah, I don't know that even if he becomes available, the Colts are kind of a yeah. The Colts are a very much a character kind of team. I don't know that they would get Deshaun Watson. They might come around behind and see, if there's anything good left after, but I don't think they would go take Deshaun. I'd be shocked if they took Deshaun Watson, even if they had the chance.
And also, I would be shocked if the Texans gave him to them. They're in the division.
The Texans have missed their window. He sat out an entire year. He's missed an entire year of NFL football. He hasn't called a snap since the end of the year before last. And the guy's been in trouble. What shape is he in? Can he run? Can he pass?
I imagine.
Is he in good shape? Does anybody know?
You would have to think he's kept himself in shape.
If anybody goes there and I'll give you 5 number 1s for the next 5 years, 5 number 2s, partridge in a pear tree, $27 million, and 2 of my stepbrother's inheritance. There you go. Give me Deshaun Watson. And then he comes to your team and he sucks. He just absolutely sucks. Because he's not in shape.
I don't think that's going to happen though.
Come on, man.
I don't think he's that out of shape. I just don't think he's that guy. Like as far as the football side of things, Deshaun Watson's on it. I mean, he's never been a guy that's been called lazy. He's been known to work harder than everybody else.
Well, apparently he's not lazy with the ladies.
Well,
hello.
yeah, I mean,
we'd
like him.
Can I have a massage or two?
When it comes to that, we'd like him to be a whole lot lazier. Actually,
yeah.
Stop assaulting people. If you could.
Yeah. Can you jiggle my?
You could manage it.
Don't use this music on that. Did you have something a little more rapey?
Hello.
Yeah. This is like consensual music.
Yeah.
That is not Deshaun Watson's game, apparently.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. But look, the dude, because it feels like Deshaun Watson's been in the league way longer. The dude is 26 years old. I don't know that you trade that guy in the division.
You know what? I think this is my take. You guys can do with it what you want. I think the Texans missed their damn opportunity. They missed their window. I would not, if I was a team and I had a decent quarterback, I'm not going to sell the farm to go get Deshaun Watson. I don't give a damn. Go ahead. Yeah, get Deshaun Watson if you want to. And if he shows up, great. Happy for you. But I'm not going to go get him.
We're not talking about the teams with the decent quarterback. We're talking about the teams where you look at the quarterback depth chart and just laugh. Those are the teams that are going to be offering up money for Deshaun Watson.
I got to tell you, Jeffco, if I'm the Colts, I'm figuring out another plan.
Yeah, I hope so. Because here's the thing. There's going to be some lower dirt baggish type teams that will take him even if there is a criminal charge. They'll, depending on what the NFL is going to do.
The Chiefs don't need him. The Cowboys don't need him. So,
well, listen, but if Watson, he faces indecent assault and harassment, misdemeanor offenses, I guess, in Texas. So even then, indecent assault is classified as a Class A misdemeanor, punishable by a year in jail, which he'll never serve. $4,000 fine he can easily pay. He could also be charged with sexual assault, a second-degree felony. That's the one that's going to be trickier, punishable by 2 to 20 years in prison. So depending on how lawyers weasel things, I feel like he'll probably end up with no more than the misdemeanor, unless somebody has some really good evidence and they're like, he's going to, make somebody your girlfriend prison. And, then that would be something. But if he kind of skates through the misdemeanors, gets a few game suspension, that's all they're waiting. I don't know what team won't take him except for the Colts.
That's all they're waiting for. You can't tell me that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers post Tom Brady aren't going to look at this. You can't tell me, that you look at some of these teams in the AFC, the Pittsburgh Steelers losing Ben Roethlisberger, also filling in the legacy there. You won't take him. You can't tell me that the Cleveland Browns, who are looking at Baker Mayfield through the side of their eyes right now, wouldn't take him. There are plenty of teams that are looking at their quarterback options and going, Deshaun Watson makes us immediately conference championship viable.
I have breaking news.
Okay, now, Randy, if it's the Coyotes, just
2-0.
All right. Okay. Well, I feel better about 2-0, but I really
2-0 Coyotes.
Wish you wouldn't.
13:06 remaining in the first period. 2-0,
which means
Desert Dogs.
An eternity in the rest of the game.
Give me a break, man. Give me a break.
Listen, go Coyotes.
We've got to find some positive. We're talking about Mr. Prevert massage parlor stalker guy. Hey, come on. The Coyotes 2-0 over the Maple Leafs. This is big.
Breaking news.
This is big.
Please don't.
This
jinx
is gigantic.
All right. We got to take a break. Let's see what happens. Maybe another goal by the time we get back. That'd be nice. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Aaron Warby, host of the Bulls and the Bears Radio Hour. In the show, we try to teach the tools, rules, and strategies that traders and investors need to do better with their wealth and portfolio income. But most of the time, an hour is just not long enough. At Online Trading Academy, we believe that the average person should be given the tools, rules, and strategies that Wall Street's elites have been using for years to outperform others. Are you one of the millions that have recently established a trading account? Or have you always wanted to trade or take a more active role in guarding and growing your own wealth, but have not had the know-how or confidence? We want to invite you out to a complimentary 3-hour power trading and investing workshop, where you'll learn what it is that the professionals use to limit their risks and maximize their possible gains in both trading and investing. To register, call 8448-TRADER. That's 844-887-2337, or text the word stocks to 25029. Again, that's stocks to 25029. Reserve your seat now.
Are you a planner? Do you like to plan ahead? Then, of course, you already have a plan to call Harman Solar, right? Bruce Jacobs here. It should be at the top of your list to get solar now and enjoy huge savings next summer. Up to 85% on your monthly bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Then you can plan what to do with all that extra money. Harman Solar is a family-owned, women-owned, local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harman Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmansolar.com.
This is Dale Hellestrade from my friends at Constructors Bonding. If you need bonds, you can put your trust in Arizona's industry leader for the best service, rates, terms, and capacity anywhere. Constructors Bonding is the #1 writer with 14 sureties and will improve your bond program. Call Dave McKee today to learn how Constructors Bonding will perform for you. 602-432-5929. That's 602-432-5929, or visit cbialliance.com.
8-Out presents Terrifying Jobs.
Bull Rider, take 2.
Today we're talking with Clifford Maxwell, a rodeo bullfighter. His job? Distract raging bulls from going after thrown riders. Cliff, this seems like a really terrifying job. Why do you do it?
I love protecting the bull riders when they get bucked up.
How big are these bulls?
12 to 2,200 pounds of pure muscle.
You're not cowed by any of this, obviously. Is there anything that scares you?
Yeah. Distracted drivers terrify me.
This message is brought to you by 8-Out and this station.
College basketball is on the Fanatic. Are you ready for the madness? GCU is charging through the WAC on a collision course for the big dance. Catch their games live on the home of GCU basketball. We catch up with the best the NCAA has to offer. When it comes to college basketball, we are your home for all the action. 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic. And always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Don't forget to join the Harman Solar 1580, The Fanatic Bracket Challenge. Go to 1580thefanatic.com. Click on the link on the front page there. Join our CBS Sports platform. You could win $1,580 from Harman Solar. More prizes on the way as well. All the instructions and stuff you need are there. Make sure you get this going because next Monday, we got to be filling out them brackets, starting getting ready to fill out them brackets. So 1580thefanatic.com. And he said, Good Cat says, anytime I hear those commercials, I feel like I am at Gitmo being tortured. I get it. Any time away from the Daily Blender's nougaty goodness is, it's a sacrifice, but we also appreciate our sponsors and the people who pay to have you hear their stuff and maybe let them know that you heard about it here on 1580 The Fanatic. And even you're like, you know what? I don't need that thing. Let them know that you're glad that they advertise that thing here on the radio station, or else there'd be no damn show. Good Cat. Just, a little perspective. 888-368-1580. Sun Devil Niner says, like it or not, Watson's going to get what he wants. Houston going to get what they want. What do they want? What does Houston want? Because clearly the owner decided he wanted to see Deshaun Watson go down in flames. So what does Houston want? And what does Deshaun Watson wants out? We know that.
Right. I think Houston wants to rebuild their entire football team, and they've got one piece that'll get them about halfway there. I mean, they're going to be able to potentially get another quarterback if the Davis Mills thing doesn't work out. You're potentially able to get wide receivers, offensive linemen, and you can get them all on the cheap and have them on that rookie deal. And Carson Wentz, quite frankly, he gets to be a little bit of the barometer of what this goes for. You can get some third rounders and a potential second for Carson Wentz. Well, imagine what you could get for Deshaun Watson.
Well, what about from a good team, though?
What do you mean? None of all the teams that are chasing after Deshaun Watson aren't good teams. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like the teams that are waiting right now, the
Colts would have been
waiting for a potential rapist to get free is like they're not good. That's why they're here.
Yeah, I just hope the Colts don't end up in that conversation. I'd be very disappointed. I'd call them all hypocrites. Hefty Lefty says Houston just wants to not be the Jets.
Too late.
Yeah.
I actually don't know in the last calendar year exactly what it is that the Houston Texans have accomplished. They signed a bunch of people to short-term deals. Half the roster's not even coming back. And Davis Mills is the only bright spot on that team. Davis Mills.
If you got the Texans, the Jets, and the Panthers, it's like those, that meme with the three Spider-Men all pointing at each other. That's exactly what that is. So, all right. So now with everything that's happened, Russell Wilson going to the Broncos and Aaron Rodgers staying put and everything else. Well, now the 49ers on the BetMGM platform, of course, their odds have, of course, increased exponentially. And a lot of people are making bets on the Broncos to win the Super Bowl. And I'm sorry, Keon, but prior to the trade, Washington was plus 6,000, and after the trade, plus 7,500.
I tweeted that the moment it happened.
Oh, wow.
I was already hurt. I was already wounded.
I can't believe you actually went to look at the odds right when the trade happened.
No, because I follow so many Washington-based reporters that was the stuff that was getting tweeted out immediately. So I just retweeted that when it happened. I didn't have to look for it. It found me, like all of my misery does.
Yeah. So this is going to be an interesting time, and it's like, as the NFL themselves even had mentioned, this isn't even free agency yet. Wait till that starts. You know? Wait till March 16th, because this is going to be crazy out there, kids. So multiple teams have called the Raiders about Derek Carr, they say. And do you think there's any chance that the Raiders are going to just walk away from Derek Carr right now? I mean, what else is their option? I don't think that they would step away from Derek Carr.
No. Well, there's two options. One option is you keep Derek Carr, you look around at the rest of this division and you say, we're going to compete. We're going to go into the draft with a strategy and a plan that will get us enough talent to be able to fight some of these monsters in the now scariest division in football. The other thing that you're probably thinking, the other option that could probably be out there, is that they're like, you see those guys? What if we just start rebuilding right now? By the time maybe Pat Mahomes is a little bit older, Russell Wilson's a little past his prime, we might be competitive again. And then you give up on Derek Carr, and there's some general manager just going, guys, come on. What?
I mean, doesn't it suit the Raiders, at least for right now, for the next couple of seasons? You've got Derek Carr under contract. He's a form of consistency for the Raiders, right? Yes, you've got Patrick Mahomes, you got Justin Herbert, you've got Dangerous Wilson. So you're going to have a tough time, a difficult time competing in this AFC West. But you got Derek Carr in there, and can't you bring in some talent with Derek Carr behind center? I mean, I think I would probably play my cards with Derek Carr there for now until something better happens. It's not a good free agency draft or a free agency system right now for quarterbacks, and it's not a good draft for quarterbacks. So you've got Derek Carr, you got Marcus Mariota. He's a free agent. You let him go. You play your cards. You pick up another backup guy, and you go through this season, and you start to build from here. Otherwise, you're going to tear it down, like Keon said. You're going to tear it down to the frame and have to build from the frame up.
might be what Josh McDaniels is looking to do, because so far, even he has admitted there have been no extension talks with the quarterback's representation. So
with 1 year left on the deal.
Yeah. So, there should have at least been some conversation, and it sort of looks like, the Raiders aren't interested in that conversation just yet, because they are thinking about it and they're listening to some of the multiple teams that have called the Raiders about him. I'm sure the Raiders' point of view is, we've had this guy for a while. He's pretty good, but he ain't great. It just hasn't been what we thought it would be. Yeah, we like him, but it's not spectacular. Maybe we can do better. And, Josh McDaniels wants to make a name for himself. Maybe he wants to draft his guy next year. So you get rid of Derek Carr this year. You stink a little bit to get a better draft pick. All this stuff could be going through a new coach's mind. And the fact that they haven't even talked to Derek Carr's people about it yet, and the fact that they're saying, yes, there have been multiple calls. Yeah, I'm sure the Washington Commandos were on that list too. But the Colts, am I crazy, or should I think, maybe Derek Carr would be a good idea?
Derek Carr would be a fantastic idea.
That's what I'm saying.
Derek Carr's a really, really good quarterback. I wouldn't say he's like the upper echelon of the league, but he's a guy that's got a strong arm, doesn't make a ton of mistakes, can run your offense. And if you need him to go win a game, which is what Chris Ballard said last year about Carson Wentz, he said Carson's going to have to go win us games when we need that. Couldn't happen. Derek's proven he can do that. He can go out and win you a game or two when you need him to. So I think that would be a tremendously good idea. And if the Raiders want to just start from scratch with the new head coach, then there's an avenue to do that with a quarterback that would be the best of the sort of available guys on the move.
Yeah. Now, the reason to keep Derek Carr around, in addition to what Randy was saying, is also you got a brand new stadium. You're on the Las Vegas Strip. Been a whole lot of hoo-ha about that thing, and that consistency of bringing people in. At least you have a decent enough quarterback, a name brand. It could be about the tickets. It could, unless you can replace Derek Carr with another name that brings people and puts their butts in the seats, like Britney Spears on the Strip, or like Celine Dion on the Strip, like Carrot Top. No, screw him. Like any one of these acts on the Strip, you name Derek Carr as quarterback. Now, even people who don't know football, at least there's a reputable product to put out there for people to see. That's the only thing I can think of outside of
Well, I mean, but who are you gonna replace him with? That's my number one question.
Well, that's the thing.
Who are you going to replace him with? You have a known commodity, a guy that's been consistent. If I'm Josh McDaniels, what I start with is the offensive line and get some weapons around Derek Carr. That's exactly where I start.
You replace him with losses that will get you the quarterback you want on the next.
Just bring back Marcus Mariota to be your bridge guy, and then just let this division is tough enough. You don't have a Derek Carr. You are getting blown to smithereens every divisional game you play. And guess what? The Alabama's Bryce Young is probably going to be right there around the corner for you. And everybody wants Bryce Young. I can tell you that right now.
Fans will forgive it if you bridge it.
I don't know, man.
They'll see what you're doing and they'll be all for it.
If you can get on the other side of this, because you're going to have to reward their patience with an actually good quarterback in the draft. But if you get on the other side of this draft and Bryce Young is there, to be drafted by the Raiders, I promise you no one will be mad.
Hefty Lefty says he put $10 on Denver the day after the Super Bowl at plus 2,200. He says, I can cash out right now for $12.61. Kind of tempted for a second. I say you let it ride, man. Let that ride. See what happens. They start winning games. You might be able to cash out for more.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that you even made money during the offseason, I think it's just a testament to how good Russell Wilson is and just how much those odds jump when he joins a team.
So let's talk about Mitch Trubisky for just a second here. Now, some of the places that people thought he would go would be the Washington Commandos. Well, that's not happening. The Denver Broncos. Well, that's not happening. There's talk about the Giants making a run at him. And, what about the Steelers? Why wouldn't the Steelers be thinking about Mitch Trubisky right now? They got nothing.
Because they want to win games?
Well, look, Mitch Trubisky might not be any good, but
he'd be better than Mason Rudolph or Dwayne Haskins.
And they've been winning games with those two guys or some combination of, I forget the other guy that they ran out there. They've been winning 7 to 9 games a year with those guys. And I think Trubisky's better than all of them.
And remember, a lot of the things that the Steelers had to overcompensate for when it came to Roethlisberger is the same kind of stuff that Trubisky has issues with. So it'd be like nothing's changed.
Trubisky's got a better arm than Roethlisberger did a year ago.
So there you go. It's an improvement.
It is something of an improvement.
But come on, guys. The problem is Trubisky stands back there, pitter-patters his feet, looks around. Roethlisberger at least got rid of the football. He made a decision. He got rid of the football. He can make decisions quickly. You mean to tell me that Trubisky's going to stand back there and do a ballet back there while he's getting his ass kicked, and he's not going to get rid of the football, and he's going to do better than Roethlisberger? Come on.
I think he will do better than Roethlisberger because Ben Roethlisberger's arm did not work. It didn't work. I'm watching this guy.
It was
throw, and he'd make whatever decision you want. Be as decisive as you want. If you're throwing ducks, what difference does it make? Like he was throwing passes that were literally dying on their way to the receiver. These poor guys are running routes and then having to come back to the football.
I saw Trubisky with the Bears. It was horrible.
Everybody did, but I do think that like the same thing's going to happen with a lot of these quarterbacks that have just been with awful coaches. You go, well, I'm better than BU. I can get more out of this guy than he did, and I think Tomlin and company can. It's not going to make you a contender or anything like that.
Going for a reclamation project when you've had consistency, even though it's not been good, it's still. Are you sure Tomlin's up to a reclamation project?
But that's the thing is, it's not going to cost you very much, and you don't have to sign him for very long. We're not talking about 20 mil 4 years. 20 mil a year for 4 years. We're talking about maybe 1 to 2 years, 14 mil. That's not going to hurt you at all to try.
Mars Bars 805 says Raiders are keeping Carr. Go Duke, he says. Good Cat says, my gosh, hell froze over. Jeffrey didn't call him Ben Rapesberger. I forgot myself.
And also he's no longer playing football. So bye, Ben. Enjoy.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. He'll have more time to rape. I don't know. I mean, this is probably a bad thing that he's left football. Mr. Pringle says Trubisky is the penultimate social distancing quarterback. His passes are at least 6 feet away from every receiver.
Exactly.
Hey, George, you shut your whorish mouth.
Uh-oh.
He says, how about Mitch Trubisky to the Colts?
Oh, my God.
Now, come on, Jeffrey. Come on. Why not?
I never said he was a good idea for any team. I'm just saying for the Steelers, I mean, it's a very similar kind of player with a better arm, like Keon said.
And I do think that the Steelers don't want Trubisky. He's not option number 1 for them. I don't think he's 2 or 3. I think the Steelers are sitting back like everybody else watching Deshaun Watson.
Hefty Lefty says he's going to let that money ride. He put on the Denver Broncos. He says, I just thought it was hilarious that I made money when nothing close to a game was even played. Gamecock says Bryce Young is going to be like Baker.
I disagree. There is nothing about Bryce Young's game that is anything like Baker's. He's a better runner. He's much more mobile. He's a much more accurate passer of the football in the intermediate and deep ball. But what about Bryce Young's game makes you think he's anything like Baker Mayfield? Honestly.
Senior Wakenbake says, I heard the Steelers already talked to Watson. Well, Watson's got some similarities to Ben Rapesberger too, doesn't he? Maybe.
That's allegedly. What I'm saying. Allegedly. Carry the legacy.
Allegedly. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. We got more of this. We got some of that. We got Big George's sports history and other things too. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Heads up, sports bettors. Right now, you can try VSiN All Access free for 30 days with no credit card required. Visit vsin.com/free month to sign up now.
The Arizona Coyotes are back in action this evening in Toronto for a matchup against the Maple Leafs. And Toronto, a very heavy favorite. They are paying out at minus 410 on the money line. They are the heaviest favorites of any team playing in the NHL tonight. If the Coyotes were to pull the upset, they would pay out at plus 315. The over-under at 6.5 goals. The spread has been set at 2.5 goals. After the Phoenix Suns got a big win yesterday against the Miami Heat, they're off today. Tomorrow, they are set to match up against the Raptors. For the latest odds all the time, visit vsin.com. I'm Matt Pauley on Arizona's sports betting station, 1580 The Fanatic.
And now a message from Puffs Tissues. It's that time of year when spring's in full swing and explosions of life make allergies really zing. Each sniffle and swipe can be a moment of dread as ordinary tissues make noses angry and red. So keep Puffs by your side to soften all your blows. With Air Puffed Magic, they'll cushion your nose. Especially during allergy season, a nose in need deserves Puffs indeed.
Your home has gone way up in value, but have you taken advantage of it? This is Rob Canier with a phenomenal opportunity to tap into some of your home equity, earning tax-free income and eliminating your mortgage payment while staying in your home as long as you want. With home prices leveling off, don't wait to learn more about the new reverse mortgage. This is a safe and proven money-saving and tax-free income opportunity for homeowners age 62 and older. Call me, Reverse Rob, and learn more today at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
Okay, you're back to dining out, but there's dining and there's dinnertainment. Get ready for an amazing dining experience like none you've ever had at Kasai Japanese Steakhouse in Scottsdale. When it comes to Asian cuisine, nobody does it better or more authentic than Kasai, where talented teppan chefs create the food, the fire, and the fun of teppanyaki. Choose from over 30 different items and combinations of teppanyaki, Asian fusion, and innovative sushi. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. It's not just dinner, it's dinnertainment. A memorable dining experience where delicious 7-course meals prepared right at your table with flair. It's the perfect choice for celebrations, date night, or a night on the town. Happy hour is always on fire and offered daily with specials on teppanyaki, sushi, cocktails, and more. Book your night of fun right now. Visit KasaiScottsdale.com. That's KASAI Scottsdale.com or call 480-607-1114. That's 480-607-1114. We'll see you there.
The old way of living with diabetes is a pain. You've got to remember to do your testing, and you always need to be sticking your fingers. The new way to live your life with diabetes is with a continuous glucose monitor. You simply apply a discreet, easy-to-use sensor on your body, and it continuously monitors your glucose levels, helping you spend more time in range and freeing you from painful finger pricks. If you test your blood sugar at least 4 times per day and inject insulin at least 3 times per day, or use an insulin pump and have private insurance or Medicare, you might be eligible for a CGM with little or no cost to you. Call U.S. Medical Supply today for a free benefits check. We offer free shipping, 90-day supplies, and we bill Medicare or your insurance directly. Call now and say goodbye to finger pricks.
800-438-8173. 800-438-8173. 800-438-8173. That's 800-438-8173.
Before becoming a professional announcer, I took the announcer oath, which forbids me from misleading listeners.
Just wrap your heads around the reality of that.
That means I speak the truth when I say
you can listen to us on your smart speaker.
Just say, listen to 1580 The Fanatic.
Welcome back to the Daily Blender for this Thursday as we head to the downhill slope of the program, 6 o'clock. And tonight, GCU basketball coming up. We'll hear more about that in a few moments. But I want to tell you, speaking of basketball, Arizona, FanDuel is giving you a chance to shoot threes on your son's home court. Visit the FanDuel Sportsbook at Footprint Center from March 13th through the 17th. Place any $100 plus bet on the bracket with at least plus 400 odds, then register at FanDuel.com/Phoenix to get your spot on the court. You can join them for opening night of the games at the FanDuel Sportsbook. You can enjoy the outdoor terrace at America's #1 sportsbook and watch live games on over 40 different televisions. If you're new to FanDuel Sportsbook, sign up online using promo code Randy1580. That's through the app to get your first online bet risk-free up to $1,000. Put your basketball shooting skills to the test March 17th. Go to FanDuel.com/Phoenix to get your spot on the court and learn more. Remember, you've got to be 21 or older, present in Arizona. In-person wager at Footprint Center required. Shootout occurs March 17th from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem, 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. Jeff, go.
Yeah, when somebody has good news and you're like, yay, and then somebody has to come and say something and it just like brings you down. You're like, oh.
Uh-oh.
We're like, hey, Major League Baseball's back. Yay! Dodger Danny says, "Hey Randy, Dodger baseball's back." Oh,
ooh!
Hi, Danny. Got a big bad taste in my mouth now.
Yeah.
Lost Toby says Baker's going to Russia to help overthrow Putin. I don't know why. I really love that one. Good Cat says the Steelers are going to take Garoppolo. They saw what he can do in New England. Hefty Lefty says, I hope Watson didn't show his interest in the Steelers without anyone asking. You think he'd have learned to ask first before he shows things. Dropping the Soap says Deshaun Watson to the Steelers rumor might have some weight because I heard they're also thinking about bringing in O.J. Simpson as the running backs coach, as well as Bill Cosby as special assistant to the president.
Oh, no.
R. Kelly as their spiritual advisor. Damn. He covered all the bases, didn't he?
Yep.
Senior Wake and Bake says, again, can I change my name to Skeet, Skeet, Skeet? No, you can't. So you can't, Senior Wake and Bake. You can't. You've got the perfect name for you. Let's just stay there. Big George says, every time this jabroni talks so negatively about the Coyotes being the biggest underdog of any team today, what was that in the action update? And how it'd be a major upset if the Coyotes win, and then they just go out and win. Are they reverse jinxing the Coyotes on purpose?
Could be.
Maybe. I hope so. I
We'll take it.
Randy didn't accidentally jinx them.
Still 2-0 Coyotes against the Maple Leafs.
It's good. It's good. Big George says, hey, good news. Rob Manfred says that reporters will now be permitted back in the clubhouses, just like before COVID. So get ready for those awkward interviews with Jody Jackson and a naked player wrapped in a towel by the locker. Yeah, I don't understand. Why get naked?
Can you let the guys get clothed first before we let the reporters in?
Right. There? Don't let the reporters in, or guys, just wait till you talk to the press, then get cleaned up.
I disagree with that.
You want them naked.
Why should they have to wait after a ball game to get cleaned off, take a shower, get their street clothes on, and leave? Why
because
should
if
they
you
have to
make
wait?
it a thing where the media has to have access, then you may as well. You know what I'm saying? I'm all for keep the media out of the locker room. Let them go in there, change whatever, have a designated spot where media interacts with the players. I'm all with that. I'm all with that.
I don't believe media needs to be in the damn locker room.
Why you got to be around them when they're naked and stinky?
I do not believe if you want to request somebody, see the public affairs guy and make a request and have that person come to the damn press room, but don't go into the that's the clubhouse. That's where the team goes. That's their space, man.
Don't be in the house.
Well, that's their space, man. That's their space. That's their privacy. You don't need to be going in there, especially after a ball game. Yeah. Maybe it's a tough loss.
That's how jerseys get stolen.
Well, not only that, maybe they're frustrated and things get set. You don't need that. You just go to the damn press room, stay in there, and stay the hell out of the clubhouse.
Maybe in the moment, a couple of these players just want to snap some towels at each other and frolic a little bit. Maybe they just feel like, oops, I dropped my towel. Listen, some of these players may just want that time together.
Were you like that?
No.
When you walk into the locker room, oops, look, I just dropped my towel.
Listen, no, here's what it was.
Hey, towel fight, snap. You were like that, weren't you?
No, I went home and showered. I never thought it was normal for dudes to stand around one round thing naked. I'm just like,
there's nothing like after a long game, you go in and take a nice hot shower and get your street clothes on and you go home. There's nothing like it.
No, skip the shower. I'll do that at home. I don't need to be naked with you guys.
Yeah, I couldn't stand. It didn't bother me at all. I'm not looking at anybody else.
When
if they're looking at me, just drink it in.
When forced, I actually, as a protest, I remember I hated it. But one time I'm like, yeah, this is uncomfortable. So what I did is the coach was sitting over there. You're supposed to go over there, grab a towel, then go get undressed, go in the shower. And said, I got naked, walked right up to him and said, how about a towel? And he looked up, he's like, well, it's good for us over there. It's not good for you here. Yeah, you pervert.
I never had a problem. Never had a problem.
I just didn't like it. Hefty Lefty says Riley and Jonesy could teach courses on how to talk to the media after and during the games. Shorzy, not so much. Oh my God, that was a funny scene. Have you gotten on the Hulu yet, Randy?
Not yet.
I gave you the Hulu. Why haven't you gotten the Hulu?
Yeah, I just haven't. I'm sorry.
You got to watch.
I've had a few things come up. I'm sorry.
Especially now during hockey season while you're enjoying the Coyotes. You should definitely watch it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1941, the Brooklyn Dodgers announced their players would begin to wear helmets when batting. Safety headgear would not become mandatory in the National League until 1954, and in the American League, 1958. Back to me, Jeffrey. Yeah, there were protests. There are guys saying helmets do more harm than good. It's an outrage against personal liberty. Yeah, you can't prove that helmets are safe, Major League Baseball. Science has been wrong about helmets before. Baseball is in the pocket of big helmet. Are helmets necessary? Has anyone done an independent study to see how many lives are actually saved by helmets? Helmets cause autism, they said. Helmets are so unnatural. And listen, they weren't so much anti-helmet, but they were pro-cranial freedom.
I don't believe any of that, Keelan.
I
do
familiar,
believe that
I don't
some
believe a
people did
damn
push
thing.
back
He
on
just,
it.
I think he sat there this afternoon and said, "You know what?
What, me? That's historic. Look, it's so true.
Yeah.
It's printed out. I just copied that right off of Wikipedia. So you see, that was quotes by actual ball players.
No. That was the quotes from your brilliant mind at the computer today.
It is crazy to me though that there's some of these sports that just it seems so obvious that you would wear a helmet now that people just didn't wear helmets playing them back in the day. Hockey too, just
hockey players especially, man.
You had to be. There were guys that were playing with players who had helmets because they got grandfathered into not wearing a helmet.
There were goaltenders that did not wear a face mask or
nothing.
Nothing.
Why? Oh, that's where you see all the pictures of all those guys with no teeth and busted 17 times nose. Like Owen Wilson's like, damn, that's a lot of broken nose.
You got Brett Hull skating around out there. Everybody on his team, because they're younger, is wearing a helmet. And then here he is, just hair flowing free while he's skating down the ice.
It's manly. I'll give you that. That's manly.
Wasn't
not right, but manly.
Was it in the was it the early 90s? Was the last player, wasn't that Marty McSorley with the Flames? Was it the Marty McSorley with the Flames? I think it was a guy named Marty McSorley. He was the last guy not to wear a helmet in a hockey game.
You are correct.
How did he do? Did he get hurt?
I mean,
be a picture of him in the Wikipedia with like a skate blade stuck in his skull.
Misshapen head.
Just
His
like
head looks. That's all.
I can't take it off myself. There will be a surgery after the season. I told him I'd play through it.
I'm just looking at the pictures of him. It doesn't look.
Somebody answer the phone. Answer the phone.
It also looks like they did finally make him wear a helmet, but
was that what it was? They made him wear one?
Yeah, eventually.
So you want to hear?
He was the last guy in the NHL to wear a helmet.
You want to hear irony? You want some irony? I love irony.
Please.
So Tony Hawk, has this HBO documentary coming out.
Famous skateboarder.
It's called "Until the Wheels Fall Off," because as you know, Tony Hawk is getting older there, getting up in years, and he's still out there skating like a madman. I mean, he has been the skater for as long as you can remember. And I guess the other day he broke his femur.
Oh boy,
skating right before, like the day before, Until the Wheels Fall Off, where it was to air on HBO.
Oh boy.
Well, I mean, he is the definition of the reason why they named that documentary Until the Wheels Fall Off.
They just did. They just did.
Yeah.
He said broken leg, plenty of hardware. He says he wants to come back and skate, but we'll see.
I mean, he's 53 years old. And as far as skating goes, and Tony Hawk isn't just, got the longboard out cruising down, Santa Monica.
Enjoying
he's doing the whole thing.
Yeah, he's going into the half pipe. He's, I mean,
can we gather around here? Is it just me? Is anytime you see a guy my age on a skateboard, a little sad? I mean, forget Tony Hawk. I'm talking about regular dudes. Is it sad or is it cool?
No,
it's not cool.
I feel like
it's a younger man's game.
Sort of bewildering to me.
It is a little bewildering, but the thing about skaters is that if you want to get any good at it, you never quit. At no point does it occur to you to stop, and that includes age.
I put it in the top 5 sad things. Number 1 being a guy on a BMX bicycle with a 24-pack of Keystone Light on the handlebars. That dude's got a DUI. And that's, you know what I'm saying? That to me is sad. I see that as sad.
But that says something bad about that person. The skater just can't, it's a drug. They just can't stop.
Well, there's probably drugs involved, and that's why they couldn't get a job, and that's why they're rolling around on a damn skateboard.
I don't think that having a skateboard means you don't have a job. If that's your hobby and that's always been your hobby,
I get sad when I see guys my age wearing those biker leathers.
Oh yeah,
with no sleeves,
like,
and
dude,
they're on a Harley,
and
their underarms are just going.
That is sad.
You know, I don't care. Ride the Harley, bro. Just put some sleeves on, man.
Do us all a favor. You look like a windsock out at the airport right now. Big George says, actually, Craig McTavish was the last NHL player to not wear a helmet during games.
No, it does. Craig McTavish. There you go. Thank you, Big
Send me
George.
a picture of that and everything. So, all right, guys, that's it for us. Here in a little bit, about an hour, you will have GCU taking on Sam Houston, trying to make their way through the WAC tournament. If they win this game, they will play again tomorrow night. So go Mighty Lopes. Good luck. And everybody, we will see you back in your radios again tomorrow at 3 p.m. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Aaron Warby, host of the Bulls and the Bears Radio Hour. In the show, we try to teach the tools, rules, and strategies that traders and investors need to do better with their wealth and portfolio income. But most of the time, an hour is just not long enough. At Online